Whoa.
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 Woo.
Whoa. So anyway.
You when I woo.
Whoa.
And
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome in chat. Hi everybody. Welcome to episode 30. 30 of the Echoing Isles. Which is kind of crazy, actually.
World record, by the way.
World record, absolutely.
I don't think anyone's ever done 30 D&Ds ever.
No.
I think it's just us.
This is the first time that anyone has ever had 30 consecutive sessions. Ever. In any TTRPG ever. Yes.
Yes.
So true.
You got so close with that 3, I see. Shy, congratulations on first. And also, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate you and the dancing wife cats. I see them. They're glorious.
Yep.
You and wife cats.
Also,
like
you're going to have to name it because it's 9. It's 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
It's time.
I feel like boldness is like too
I mean, that's
cliche.
that's your name on the server, though, right? So, like...
True. That's true. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll think about it.
I believe in you. I believe in you. In the meantime, announcements as per usual. Play D&D.
What about Shydrid?
Oh, Shydrid. I like that one.
That's good. Yeah. All right. Officially Shydrid. Adore.
Oh, Sunny, change your Fugi.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
First
enjoying
I'm fiery during
the yelling,
D&D things.
the yelling Sunny every time she talks. It brings me joy.
It's technically my bark emote.
It's beautiful though.
Whoops.
So, announcements. As per usual, we play every Monday, and then of course if you'd like to join into a campaign just like this, but you know, for yourself, you can sign up to be on the waitlist at the website posted in the chat. Feel free to check that out. Highly recommended. Additionally, make sure you also go and follow my wonderful streamer friends here who are also my players. They have some great streams, and you should absolutely be checking them out. We'll do another nice ping of that later to make sure you all see it. On that note, I have no further
even on holidays.
Even on holidays.
They can't tear us away from the D&D. Mr. DM, I would like to roll to steal your pennies.
I believe that's a great way to start this session. Let's go and get that natural 20.
So close.
Dang. It was over 10. It's over 10.
And then I think I'm the only one on the history check, right?
Yeah, it's your
me.
your recap today.
Here,
It went in the opposite way than it normally does.
I did a decent history.
Yeah, we've done it
that
enough
means I
times
remember a lot, probably.
Yeah, totally. A lot.
Yeah. So last time on Dragon Ball Z, we were pulled into the principal's office, aka we went to go talk to Tarvalo after the funny roulette gambling game. And he knew a lot more about what was going on than was comfy, so we decided not to do very much bullshitting, and told him straight up, look, we need you to go straight or shut down. You got to pay your taxes. And he was like, well, I can do that, but sign this contract. And we looked at that, and collectively we decided our characters are too dumb. So we were like, we'll just take that to Bennu. But as we were reading, we looked at it, and it was some hot garbage. You ever do contract negotiations in your fucking D&D sessions? Like, do you ever just feel like a union teamster? Because I know I looked at the contract and was like, this is some hot bullshit right here. But so we took the contract and we left, and everything was fine. And we dispelled the eyeball on Mads, Pyrie did a despelling thing, which was great because that eyeball scared the fuck out of me. And then we all went to bed and did a Epo Beepo. And then the next day we went to go visit Morkella because, you know, everybody got a part-time job except me. And we didn't need her to dispel the eyeball anymore, but we still went and everyone did their daily check-in and stuff was going. And then Morkella looked at me and was like, have you developed any magic yet? And I was just like, I mean, I got these magic hands. And she's like, okay, well, if it's, what is it called? Mage hand? Then I'm not interested. And I was like, no. I can steal your panties without mage hand, trust. And then I go, and then I accidentally fisted a mushroom, and that was traumatizing.
That was a lot.
Funny.
That was a lot. That was great.
I went to grab panties. There were none, and there was also a mouth, and also I found something inside the mouth, which was awful. I can even tell you what that thing was. It was a iron symbol of a green cloak of a minor trickster deity worth 5 silver. So that was traumatizing. And
It's
then
really funny that you found that. Where you found that.
Yeah. That was a huge assist from the chat for making that extra traumatizing and extra hilarious. That was crazy. I'm never going to forget that as long as I live. I'm going to be on my dying bed when I'm like 80, 90, 100, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm living, but I'm going to be sitting there dying and I'll be like, God, I remember that time I fucking fisted a mushroom. That was awful. And then people are going to think I'm crazy. But yeah, so we did that and then... Yes. We did that. We left. Everyone agreed we're done. We gotta go. And we went and talked to Bennu about the contract where we rewrote it so that it made sense, but we still tried to leave some good stuff in there so that Tarvalo would be willing to sign it, hopefully. Then we took out all the bullshit that would basically make him the king of everything here because we don't want that. So we gave him a little more regulation, but we still gave him a good amount of power that he was asking for, as well as we offered to do a job for free for him. So there's some stuff in there. And then Bennu also is going to do him a favor that they agree upon at some point in exchange for getting rid of his debts, of which there's apparently a lot. Something like 17,000 gold. I don't know. It was ridiculous. And then we have that. We can go see Tarvalo at any point, but we were waiting for sundown, I remember, because it's kind of rude to go to, I don't know, someone who runs an underground business during the day. That just feels not right, you know? And then we split up and Mads and Joe went to the library because Mads has been wanting to go to the library for months. Basically since we got to town, which has probably only been like a week or two at best. But you know, it's
like a week. Yeah, you guys have made some rounds here in a week.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mads finally got to go to the library and got to find out some stuff. Maybe about the goddess, maybe about the flower, maybe a little bit about what's going on and the power and where it comes from. And probably gonna need to go back because one of those checks failed and couldn't find what they were looking for. So, and then Joe was Epo Beepo reading a children's book, which was really cute. And Larry and Pyrie finally got to have a moment where they go on a on a trip. We went to go see Araltha because Pyrie wanted to get some leather for Hambone, some armor for the undead pig, the leaf pig. To which Araltha was like, what the hell is that? And discovered a mimic inside of the pig and was looking at me like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know, man. I got to deal with this every day. I don't know. But Araltha agreed to making some armor for the pig, and I think we're also going to do a job for Araltha where we're going to go get some materials, some leathers, if I recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And then
Pyrie's doing that while you're doing hanky-panky.
Right. And so, yeah, basically, I'm always flirty, and that's not weird. And that led to some hanky-panky. But before that, I discussed the thing that I wanted to discuss, which was making more connections while I'm in town with the Freehold Rebellion. And she just happened to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, there's this huge leadership meeting going on in a couple of days. If you want to go and shit, you can bring your friends if you want. So that'll be the day after the horse race. Oh, and I kind of left out the part where in the contract negotiations, Tarvalo is going to be sanctioned gambling over the ownership of the horse racing track while Bennu oversees that. And we're probably going to help Tarvalo cheat so that he wins at the end. And then I smashed.
A beautiful rendition.
I think I got most of it.
I think you did too. I'm trying to think if there was anything you missed, and I don't believe there was.
And here we are. So in 2 days, horse racing track. In 3 days, Freehold Rebellion leadership meeting.
Wow.
And today we're hopefully getting Tarvalo to sign a contract.
That is always the goal. So
Or
today is the second day, right? Because you slept today. Is still the first day.
Yeah.
So at this point, I believe we ended off with Mads and Joe returning from the library as it was later in the day.
Yeah, and we were like all gonna reconvene back at the inn.
So, Mads and Joe, you are on your way to the Laughing Cast. Liari is otherwise predisposed.
Ryan wants me to roll another panties, Mr. DM.
Yes.
I see the screaming oys.
No. I was getting there.
Oi,
But
oi,
that's fine.
oi.
Oi. Thanks, Ryan. That was a good try, though.
Not me when I'm throwing dishes. It's fine.
So we'll zoom in then. Pyrie.
Yeah.
You've left Liari to go to Tand and True. Is there
Yeah. Sure did.
Are you taking extra time to go there, or is this like, I'm just gonna grab this real quick and come back?
She's taking her time.
Okay.
She knows what's up.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She wish she didn't, but she knows.
But she knows. I will say, is there anything that you want to do whilst you are waiting for Liari?
See, we're at the tanned place.
Yep. You're just making your way there as is. And you can go there and somewhere else if you want, or we can just allow the time to flow.
I just looked at the roll history and I forgot that I roll for STDs now.
Oh my god, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I love that.
We're
Big
growing
fan.
so much now. You gotta start
Canonically.
rolling for SDs. She still doesn't have any money. She doesn't have any of the money that from the thing, technically speaking. So,
you were given a bag of coin from Oralta when you left to pay for the actual purchase at Tand and True.
Yeah, but I mean, like her own money to then also do other things.
Yeah, no, you pretty poor.
I'm pretty much broke. I don't have any of the money stuff.
Yeah,
Larry never gave me any. Didn't give me my own.
What? You should have your... I think you only lost money at gambling, actually. I don't think you made any money at gambling.
I made a tiny bit of money, but I only have 9 gold. Oh.
I mean, if you want some of my money, you should try asking. My hard-earned money.
hard-earned my booty cheeks. Anyways.
Well,
I stole this money fair and square.
you did, as a reminder, you did convince Bennu to allow the dispersal of your money at the Ivory Maw.
Yeah, we do have to go pick that up. You're right. That was the one thing I missed in the recap was we did get him somehow to sign off on the fact that we did that job.
It was a
Which
really
is crazy.
high
I forgot about that.
deception or
Fiery's
persuasion.
going on an adventure then after.
Fiery's
doing
gonna go get the money.
Pyrie time.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right,
His
Pyrie.
rage broke.
What?
I said because Pyrie's broke.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the. I don't know if I have to. Wait. She asked me to drop something off at the tangent.
Yeah, you go to the Tandon True and trade out a bag of coin for what seems to be a somewhat large amount of small leather strips, which is you'd be able to gauge. This is obviously like what you're gonna wrap weapon handles in, like for sheaths. So you're gonna have like leather strips that kind of like hold it to your belt or over your shoulder, etc., etc. Just a lot of assorted strips and sizes. It is fairly heavy, so you can take the bag over there now, or you could try dragging around a bag of leather for a while.
I think we can take it back, but Pryor's gonna drag it back to the Crucible and Candle, but instead of like walking in and like finding a place for it, she's gonna kind of like open the door, shove it off to the side inside the door, and then shut the door, so she doesn't have to go in and potentially hear or see anything.
Oh god.
I love that. That's great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and say, we will say that you open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of how I want to do this roll, because I do want to do this roll. Liari, provide me with a performance roll.
Okay.
And Sunny or Pyrie, please provide me with a. You know what? Let's make it survival.
Fuck me.
For fun.
All right, a survival roll.
I'm so
Just-
sorry.
Blind. Oh wait, I have a +8 in survival.
Oh, so close.
Oh. I gotta average it out, by the way, because it's not just you. This works in your favor.
Nice. Pyrie lose.
So averagely between Liari and Oraltha's rolls, it is closer to about a 14-ish.
13.
Yeah.
13.
So, Pyrie, you managed to make enough bumbling about noise that you do not hear anything over it, and you are easily able to place the bag inside, close the door, and scamper off.
How I imagine
See?
that is like the mental preparation with hand on knob, hand on like bag of leather, and then just going la 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 la, and then it just yeet it inside and then shut the door. It runs.
Yeah, that seems right. That seems
That tracks,
appropriate.
actually.
Yeah.
All right, Pyrie, you're heading off to.
We're gonna head off to. It's the Ivory Maw, right?
It is the Ivory Maw, yeah.
Okay. Make sure I got my places right.
I just wanted to make sure I knew.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Pyrie, you make your way back to the now becoming rather familiar hunting lodge-esque place of the Ivory Maw here in Melody Cove. You walk in, and of course you see all of the decor as per usual. There's a scattering handful of individuals in various trappings throughout the hall, eating at the tables, looking over contracts, selecting them from the bulletin board. You make your way past the tables and in towards the back and approach the ever masked and robed figure that mans that table. And as you look up, or as she looks up at you, she sort of recognizes you because you've been there a few times, and sets down her current quill and parchment. Yes. Can I help you?
I'm here to pick up payment. Fancy Pants signed off on it. And said that we could get paid for the job we did.
Yes. Lord Bennu has informed us that you have earned the coin offered. And she kind of goes back off into the back room for a moment, leaving you standing at the counter for a moment. It takes an extra minute or two, and you kind of just hang out up there. Go ahead and give me a perception roll, would you?
One time I don't see God.
Truly. It's pretty quiet in here. There's not a lot going on, honestly. Yeah, it looks pretty normal. It's as per usual. She returns.
Wait, would this be based off of my passive, though?
Passives for...
Perception is 18.
Yes. But in this particular case, it's just you kind of meanderingly looking about. It depends.
Isn't that what passive is, though?
It is. It's for noticing things that would other people might not notice. The reason I have you roll is because I want to know how well you're kind of looking around, or how leisurely.
Okay.
In this particular case, it's not so much whether or not you see it, it's more about how you see it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But in this particular case, looks very normal. Everybody that is in this room tends to be looks like different people than what you're used to seeing, and there doesn't seem to be any change. However, the woman does eventually return, carrying a fairly large sack of coin, and sets it down on the table itself. Kind of pushes it towards you. Here is the total amount offered for the defeat of the creature.
How much was it again?
I'm trying to find it. I'm looking for it because I have the note for it. I just gotta find the note for it, and I'm like,
Oh my god, all the meta questions.
There's so much. Oh, I might have found it. Hang on.
Scrolling through the file.
It's just so much stuff.
Yeah. Because we're the only people that have ever played for 30.
Yeah, I've never had to go through this much, notes. It's a lot. It's a great time. I love it. I know that sounds sarcastic. I actually do enjoy it. It's just a lot of notes. For intents and purposes, until I find it, it is lots.
Yo. Hell yeah, lots.
I feel like it's not that far back, is it?
Yeah, I was actually just about to look at the Discord myself, actually.
I don't know if we ever got the information on that one, did we? I know we got the information on the new hunts we were trying to do.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do, because I don't have it in the notes. I have things in big boxes, so they're all encompassing, and I don't have that in here for whatever reason. I have it on all the other ones, just not this one. So maybe I didn't actually make a number.
Time to roll a number.
All right, we're gonna do it. How do I want to do this? Okay. Okay. Your grand total was 3,600 gold.
What the Jesus.
Enjoy.
Sweet.
It's split 4 ways, so enjoy that. Well, technically not unless Pyre gives it to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pyre just picked it up, so we'll see.
Pyre is very bad at math, so splitting that is going to be funny. She will probably just take it to the others, but simply sorry, I exited out of everything.
Oh no.
It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Carlane will hand you the bag of coin. And 3,600 gold.
Pyre's gonna have big sparkly eyes at this point and be like, whoa. And try and just picks up giant bag.
Okay. That would be a fairly heavy bag, so give me a strength check. You can do it. I just want to see how well you do it.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You
does not expect it to be as heavy as it is.
You go to just kind of pull it off the counter like nonchalantly, and you know when people like get something really heavy handed to them while their arms are outstretched, and you just Woof. So as you woof, and the coins kind of hit the floor and do a big clank. The hall isn't like dead quiet, but it's not loud either, so the clank does make a fairly large sound, and it does draw the attention of some of the other patrons. Most of them just kind of look at you and then like go back to what they were doing. There is a couple individuals who kind of like give it a closer look and see the size of the bag, and then seemingly go back to what they're doing. Although you do notice they are kind of watching you a little bit.
Pyre's gonna bend down to the ground with like her bag and kind of like scoop it up and then plop it in her bag.
Okay.
She doesn't have to try and simply lift heavy coin bag.
Yes. So go ahead and add 3,600 gold to your gold count for the moment until you decide to split that.
Woo!
Or, tell anybody about it.
Yep. As of right now, nobody knows I'm here, so...
Once you're done putting the coin away, Carlane kind of leans forward. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Do you know of any places that sell metals?
Metals?
Or other materials that you could make like armor stuff out of?
Yes. There's at least a few places where that could be done. There is the Crucible and Candle. And there is the Iron Bloom Forge as well. You might also find someone in Maker's Hall who might be willing, but they do smaller things there.
No, that's fine. I just need raw materials, not necessarily someone to make it for me.
Oh, I see. In that case... you probably might need to ask what their sources are.
Okay. I'm just going to scoop up ham bone and her things.
And just like straight leave.
Yeah, just like toddle off, just, you know.
Alright. Carlane
it's just like
gotta...
playing with ham bone, just, you know, as she's walking, you'd be like, we're gonna get you the cutest clothes.
As you're playing with Hambone, give him like doing little wiggles with his feet and just walking by. There are a number of eyes that kind of turn to you again as you're kind of not necessarily drawing attention to yourself, but you are doing something a little out of pocket in a place like this, right? So people are kind of like looking at you funny and kind of reassessing you a little bit. No one has done anything with that information, but the two that were watching you with the gold coin, one has completely just moved on with their life. The other one is watching you as you leave the Ivory Maw. That's all.
Fun. I'm just gonna waddle off to Maker's Hall because she's curious.
Absolutely.
Because Maker's sounds like there's gonna be a lot of things there, and like she's got money now.
So as you enter as you enter into Maker's Hall, it is a large, open air primarily warehouse that has been converted into stalls, the interior ones being lined with panes of glass, showcasing glimpses of either the artisans themselves busy at work or displaying the wares, as well as the exterior stalls also having like tables set up with like little stalls. It's very much like a farmer's market kind of vibe. There's a whole bunch of different very meticulous and particular art, like artisan stuff, such as you have paintbrushes, you have like very particularly made metal wood signboards. There's people who do calligraphy or provide very like nice stationery, toy carvers. There's even some pottery and glass makers, as well as like some minor metal trinkets on different tables. It's a lot of like very small artisan stuff.
Fancy.
So this would be something, if you wanted something very strangely specific, you'd probably come here for it.
Mr. DM, I have a question.
I probably have an answer.
Because you use the example of it's kind of like a farmer's market. Are there snacks?
Yeah, there could be snacks.
Cool. I was gonna look for snacks then, because she's not particularly interested in all the little things that are around because they're too
much.
Too trinkety slash.
Knick-knacky.
Yeah, slash she doesn't see anything that could help her do any of the things that she is interested in currently. So she's gonna look for a snack.
So as you kind of look around, most of the stalls have things that are not edible. However, there are a couple of snack stands, if you will, that sell things that are pretty shelf stable. So you see a lot of biscuits, crackers. There's a lot of candies in bulk, little hard candies, some soft, sugary things such as like caramel. There's also a whole bunch of different fruits that have been sugared or candied as well. So you have a lot of like crystallized ginger and such.
Fruits. Pyre's going to immediately beeline for the fruits.
All right. In the fruit stall, there is what seems to be a small gnomish man who is currently in the midst of putting a whole bunch of what looks to be candied orange peels into small little like cotton bags and tying them shut and placing them into very neat rows on his little display table. And as you approach, he kind of looks up and stops what he's doing, kind of dusts his hands off, getting rid of any of the leftover sugar particles on there.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I see you have a lot of candied fruit stuff.
Oh yeah, I sure
kind
do.
of-
I have
what kind
lots of candied fruit.
What kind of fruits you got?
Oh, I've got oranges and apples, and I got some ginger. I even did some like sugared cucumbers, but they're not very good, so I don't necessarily recommend them unless you want to try something a little weird.
I'll try them.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's gonna reach under the table, pull out some sugared cucumbers.
Awesome.
They look... What's the right way to describe that? They look like chunky cucumber... They look like wrong pickles.
Wrong pickles.
Wrong pickles.
Wrong pickles.
She said.
If I'm gonna taste this, do I need to roll anything for this?
No, you could definitely taste one. So he hands you over a full-on entire strip. It's basically he cut off the ends and then he cuts it up into like chunks and scoops out the center. And then each one of those like wedges is completely sugared over and dried. So very much a dried fruit that has been obviously sugared. So he hands it over. And,
Oh yeah, so this is one of my experiments, and I don't know that it went really well, but like this, it's kind of interesting. What do you think?
so he hands it over to you.
Irie weirdly fucking loves it. I said in my head if it was gonna be over a 10, then she would like it. But Irie weirdly really enjoys it. So she's gonna be like, this. And she's just gonna stop and just like be making like the
Well, I'm
It's
really.
definitely different.
It is very
It
different.
tastes
yeah.
good.
That's wonderful to hear. You know, that's the best feedback I've gotten on that. Most people don't really care for it.
I kind of like it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
How much
I
for
only
a bag of it?
I only made one batch. I'll give you the whole batch for, I don't know. How about cost? It cost me about a gold to make the whole pack.
Sure.
Wonderful.
He's gonna gather up all the stuff for you. Puts it into a fairly large little cotton sack, like one of those drawstring backpacks. And hands that over and takes 1 gold.
Awesome. And how much would it be to get First of all, how much is one of each of everything else?
Oh, I guess I could put together like a sampler pack for you or something. Did you want just the fruits, or were you looking for like, something else?
Can I get the fruits and some of the soft candies?
Absolutely, I would be very happy to provide you with a little bit of everything.
He's gonna start grabbing little bits, tossing some of the stuff in the bags. He's gonna start grabbing little sacks of each of the like candied fruits, putting it in a bigger bag for you to like kind of go through later. He just starts grabbing at random at this point, one of everything at the very least.
All right, okay. And
he thinks for a moment.
For one of everything, I mean, each one of those little like candy fruits probably, it's about three silver. They're pretty nice. I'd probably make it a discount. So if I give you some of everything, you get the caramels in there. You get the whole. And I like you because you like my cucumbers. So like, how about I give this whole lot to you?
He holds up a very full bag.
I'll give the whole lot to you for say like 9 gold.
Deal.
Wonderful.
He's gonna hand over the bag, which is not nearly as heavy as the coin, but it's still pretty heavy for being a bunch of dried food. And he'll take his 9 gold, so 10 gold in total.
Woo.
And so I didn't catch your name, but yeah, I've been Loris. This is what I like to do. What's your name? Pyrie. That's an interesting name. I like that. That's pretty neat. Well, in any case, Pyrie, I hope that you come back sometime and maybe get some more stuff when these run out, because obviously those don't last forever. You gotta eat them up. Probably within like a month. Otherwise, they like don't like taste quite as good. Except maybe like the hard candies, but like the soft ones don't go hard. They're still good, but like you could probably eat those still. But like they're better when they're soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I'm in this area still, I will come back for more.
I'm really happy to like hear that. I look forward to seeing you again, Pyrie. Anyway, you have a great day. Thank you so much for coming to my little stand.
Thank you for all the fruit. And she's gonna fucking jab her hand into the bag and like find an orange peel and then like just kind of like shove it in her mouth and just like, that like you know how in anime when they're eating like this, like they're chewing on like the dried squid,
Mm-hmm.
and like part of it's that's what she's doing. Like it's like
I love that.
The way I think of it is like it's probably one of those like curled orange peels, so like it's all like twisty. So like she's got part of it just like in her mouth, and the rest of it's just hanging out of her mouth like a little kid with a Twizzler.
I love that. All right, so you're walking away with a big candied orange peel sticking out of your mouth and just chomping on it.
Yep. And she's gonna make her way back to the
Okay.
crucible and candle.
I will say this entire endeavor probably took you an hour, which is plenty of time for Mads and Joe to have arrived back at the Laughing Cask. So I'm going to shuffle you guys over there. And an ample amount of time to take care of a very quick visit at Tarvalta's. And so you, Leari, would you...
Pyrie's gonna bust open the fucking door now. She's like, plenty of time has clearly passed. And just like bust open the door and be like, I'm a snake.
That definitely cut out, but I get the vibe.
Yes, she's screaming, I got snacks.
I got snacks.
I got snacks.
Leari, at this point, it's been an hour. What are you up to?
An hour total?
Let's say an hour
honestly,
since Pyrie left.
Okay, so yes, Liari is that way, but like she has that dichotomy of when there's a job to do, she's focused on that. So I don't think she was here for the marathon anyway. She knows at some point we're meeting back up to go see Tarvalo. She knows like Pyrie's probably not going to be gone that long. I think an hour is fine as far as they did their stuff and they're done. And then, I don't know, maybe they were still upstairs, but not indecent, if that makes sense.
All right. Then I'll say, Pyrie, you bust in. I got snacks. And Liara, you and Aralta being upstairs enjoying a nice cup of coffee or tea or whatever afterwards.
Something.
Do hear the bang of the door, which kind of like is an immediate holy shit. And then, I got snacks.
Oh, you got snacks? We have tea. Come on up.
Pyrie's gonna yell up, do you have pants on?
Yes.
Okay. And she's gonna then wiggle her butt up there.
So Pyrie, you now get to see the upstairs housing of Aralta, which has a couple of rooms and a nice little kitchenette sort of vibe. There's a small table. It has a couple of chairs. I don't know if we established if it had 4 chairs or not. I think it just had the 2. In any
We'll
case,
figure it out.
yeah, there's boxes up there. So like, Aralta kind of gets up and pushes the chair towards you, Pyrie, and then grabs some sort of crate that just happens to be up here because she lives in a smithing place.
Yeah.
And just sits at the table on that.
Okay. Pyrie's gonna just plop the bag of snacks just on the table thing or on a box or whatever nearby. Just be like, look at it! I got stuff.
Oh, you got stuff, did you? What kind of stuff? Are you sharing?
Yeah, I got a lot of candied fruits and soft candies and it's mostly candy.
That's the best thing to eat.
I'll take one. What do you recommend?
Pyrie's gonna hold out. She's like, she's gonna be like, this is a special from the guy. And just
Lord.
like hand each of them like one thing, like a little bit of the sugared cucumber. Not tell them what it is. She's not gonna say shit. She's just gonna hand it to them and just be like, this is a special from the guy. And I really like it.
Araltha's gonna take it, look at it funny, and then take a big out of it. The face is immediately a little like, what? And then a little more chewing. It's like, oh, this is good. She's gonna look at you. This is delicious. Where did you say you got it?
Shit, what was his name? The something?
Ben Loras, though.
Ben Loras. Okay. Pyrie's gonna be like, I went to the marketplace thing next door. And I got it from Venny. I got it from a guy named Venny. But he said it was an experiment and not a lot of people liked it. But if you like it, he'll probably make you more. Because I got all of his stock for it.
Oh, I'll have to go ask him then. What do you think, Liari? How is it?
I'm not even gonna roll for it just because I feel like, I don't know, we'll see. But Liari takes a bite and she's gonna think it's perfectly fine. She's not that picky with food. I think the only reason why she wasn't big on trying Pyrie's face fruits was because they look like horrifying faces. But like, I don't know. She's not that picky on food in general, so she'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty good." Kind of weird. I don't think I've tasted anything like it, but
It's very unique. I like it a lot.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. How much of that did you get? You said you got a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, this stuff in particular, this is the last of his stock, because he didn't have a lot of it because people didn't like it. But we also got, and she's gonna just start shoving, like taking things out of the bag and just like putting them down on the putting them down. There's soft candies. And there's orange peels. Mind you, she's been talking with an orange peel hanging out of her mouth this entire time. And there's apples and lick it, and she's just gonna kind of like just dump it all out.
Whoa! You went on a shopping spree.
Peralta's gonna
I have
start
money.
picking a couple out and like.
You have money since when?
Since I picked up.
Please tell me you didn't spend the money that was for the leathers on fruits.
I did not. I ran the errand just as I was supposed to, thank you. But then it didn't take very long, and so I decided to do something else. And then she's gonna just haul the money out of her bag and plunk it down. And be like, see?
Jesus Christ, Pyrie, did you rob a bank?
I picked up our reward.
Oh.
That's a lot of cash.
Yeah, that was worth that much?
Apparently.
I know that thing was fugly, but we didn't even have to fight it.
True.
You didn't have to fight something to earn that much?
Pyrie's gonna panic and look at Larry and be like, just like looking back and forth at both of them, like, what do I do? What do I say? What
I'm just gonna look at Araltha and just truthfully say the job was to get rid of it, and Pyrie figured out a way to get rid of it. So the people who posted the job decided that that was a job well done, so we still got paid. Call me shocked though. I didn't think it was worth this much. How much is that, Pyrie?
Well, I did spend 1 gold of it because I spent 10 gold on the stuff and I only had 9 gold. So the 3, 5, 9, 9. Yes. And Pyrie's
Wow.
like counting on her fingers because she had to take 1 gold out of the thing because she can't fucking do math.
So pirate gore.
That's awesome. Wow, 3,600 on one job. That doesn't happen often. Well, all right. I guess we better go find Mads and split that up, huh?
Pyrie's gonna like whisper over to Larry and be like, Can you count it for us? Can you split it up?
Yeah. I can do that.
That's it.
No problem.
That's all.
I'm gonna like pat Pyrie on the head.
She can't fucking do math. She never learned.
Yeah, math is hard.
Math's very hard when you're simply a forest creature.
Ooh. I guess after like a couple minutes of like snacking and chatting, I'll kind of suggest that we go and find Mads and Joe because it's probably about time.
Are they still linked mentally to us?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Fire's gonna scream in the mind thingy. Mads! Joe! We have snacks.
You have snacks?
guys have snacks?
There's snacks. Snacks. You want some snacks?
Yeah, I want snacks.
There's snacks in my bag.
Which bag? My bag?
My bag.
Oh,
You have snacks.
where are you?
Fire Lady's place.
Yeah, we're upstairs at the Crucible and Candle.
Should we like
Tea and snacks.
come over?
I'm gonna look over at Araltha and say, do you mind if the other two come join us? Or should we get out of your hair?
Araltha will kind of look around at the very like. It's a pretty small space. It's already a little crowded with the three of you. I mean, they're welcome to come here, but like, it's getting a little cramped. I can always get back to work.
I wouldn't want to like put you out like that. We can definitely skedaddle on our way but I had a great time.
Oh, I did too. It was a wonderful time. It was great that Pyrie came by with some after snacks, of course.
I'm just gonna look at both of them with like the most like disgusted look on her face and be like, ugh, and then walk away.
Well, that's our cue to leave. But I will definitely. I'm gonna float the leadership meeting past them to see if they want to come, and I'll see in a couple of days.
All right. Well, I'll be here, of course, and if anything changes, I believe you're staying over at the Laughing Cast, so I'll just make my way over there if I need to talk to you.
Please do. My door is open anytime.
Anytime. As you leave. That's it.
Run.
All right. Everybody meets up at the Laughing Cask. At this point, as I recall, it was you guys had woken up later in the morning. You talked to Bennu. You went to Mushroom Lady. You came back. So at this point, I would assume it's sundown at the very least. So we'll call it 7.
Yeah.
But you meet up in the Laughing Cask. It is starting to fill up with people for their evening meals, beers, and just a good time as you all sit down at your regular table, as you do.
Yes, we do.
As you do.
Yep. So, how was the library?
It was interesting. Found out a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Probably we'll end up going back there soon so I can try to figure out more. I wanted to find out stuff about the goddess, but I couldn't really find anything. And I think Joe had a good time too.
Oh,
Well, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I read some great books. It was like a dog, and it was big and red, and it was a really neat story. I liked it a lot.
No way. What's his name? Clifford?
It was George. Why would you think it's Clifford?
Oh,
Copyright.
I don't know. I had a dream once. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you couldn't learn about your goddess, Mads. Maybe next time.
I did figure out some cool stuff about veil magic, which I'm very happy to at least have some information on, but
Oh, is that your chicken mode?
Claire. Burst into flames.
I'm not even the one that called you a chicken first.
But you said it to my face.
What? All right.
And then I'm also
My
gonna say,
bad.
yeah, you'd probably like the library. There's a very interesting attendant there. Really seemed like your type.
Oh? Writes that down, takes notes. Yeah, maybe next time we can take a group adventure over to the library. You can show me around.
Just gonna roll my eyes and look at Pyrie. You have snacks?
Mary isn't gonna say anything, but she's going to put a piece of the sugared pickle or cucumber stuff into Maz's mouth, just boop, and then same thing with Joe.
Just straight put it in.
Yeah.
All right.
I will eat.
Joe
Bombers.
gives it a couple chews and kind of is like suspicious. Got the little squinty eyes, like, what am I eating? This is kind of weird tasting.
Sugared cucumber.
That is a little weird. It's not bad. But I don't think I want it anymore.
More for me. And then she's gonna look at Mads and be like, "You like it?"
Matt will take a few bites and kind of try
Chew
to
it
figure out
over.
what it is. You chew it over, and they wouldn't particularly like it, but they wouldn't particularly hate it.
Well, there you go. I guess that's just more for me and you, Pyrie, if you're still sharing.
She's gonna take another bite.
Okay then. Anyways, we did Pyrie went and picked up the money from the job that we did, so we have to divvy that up at some point. Perhaps when there's less prying eyes, because it's a surprising amount.
Oh? How much did that get us?
I'll tell you
Wow,
later.
buddy. All right, I want to reveal it. Joe perked up really a lot when you started talking about divvying up the money, and he got really excited. Very obviously excited, I should say.
Oh, good.
Oh, stupid. Yeah, so probably before we head over to Tarvalo, we can figure that out, maybe up in the room, because we have that magical key that takes us there anyway, so I'm assuming we can be anywhere when we use that.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, true. Anything else happened while we were away? You learned a lot of stuff. Pyrie got snacks. I had a good time.
I'm just gonna make another face again, but specifically as looking at Mads and Joe and just shaking her head. Don't ask.
You know what I did find out is that the race is happening in 2 days, and outside of that, the day after that, there's a Freehold Rebellion leadership meeting that's gonna be going down. I want to go to that, but the invite has also been extended to each of you if you want to come. And I don't know what they're going to be discussing, but it kind of sounds really important and stuff's going down. So if you guys want to come along too.
I guess I have nothing better to do.
I mean, even if you did, I kind of recommend it. This is important stuff, but
Yeah, I suppose I could go.
All right. That's 2 yeses. Joseph, are you in?
Yeah, I'll go. I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. This will be a fun time. We can meet some people too and maybe get the lay of the land a little bit better. It'll be good. Alright. I don't know if anybody else is. We can fast forward time to when we go. I don't know.
So if there's anything you guys want to discuss, you can as you make your way up to the privacy of your four-room suite, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
I feel like once you mentioned money and it being a large sum, Mads like is no longer interested in conversating. Like,
Yeah.
hurry up.
Let's get
Give
to
me
it.
money.
I
So you
wanna
guys make
know.
your way up to your room, close the door behind you. There is a nice large table, as well as some comfy chairs near a fireplace. The table has 4 chairs around it, and as you all gather up at the table, who is doing the division of totals?
I was going to because Pyrie asked.
And how
And
do
I
you
am
divide
going to
it
be
up?
honest about it. So, I mean, I would short Pyrie 1 because she already spent the 1.
Sure, yeah, that tracks.
And I would, yeah, I'd do 900 apiece just because Joe also looked enthused about it. So it'd be sad to scam him out of money. He was there. He's a sweet boy. We love him.
Joe
Unless
has-
anybody objects, but he can carry some of the money.
Yeah, you can
Carry some of it.
So yeah, 900 each. Unless you want, I have an abacus. If you want me to roll, give me like a +5 or something. I have an abacus.
No rolls.
I'm a
You're
counting
good.
fiend. I'm on it. I got nothing but counting.
So Joe is technically an NPC character sheet, so I just have to make an item that says 900 gold.
Awesome.
It's hilarious. But he has the gold now, so we're good. So,
Nice, yes.
He
Then
gathers it up
gather
and he looks at it with this newfound awe. This is a lot. And there's no roll necessary for this. This is probably more gold than he's ever seen at one time.
Honestly, probably me too.
That's true.
Like I can't imagine at any point in her history she's done a job worth this much. So I guess.
Probably Mads as well, yeah.
Y'all finally have some money.
Yeah. We can do shit now.
Crazy. So, up in the privacy of your room, you have divvied out the gold. It is probably closer to 8 p.m. now. The music and chatter from the lower levels has grown and swelled to its probably peak volume. What is the plan?
Well, if everybody's ready, we can go do Tarvalo stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna stick it away in my backpack. Like a little rat.
Yeah.
Make sure you mark it in your inventories, guys.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're heading to Tarvalo's now, then, yeah?
Mhm.
Who's taking the lead on the card situation?
On the what
I mean,
situation?
The card.
You were
the
all
magic
given
key card.
a card, which allows you direct
Remember, you have to
access.
knock with your non-dominant hand, and Pyrie asked if she could kick it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna kick it.
I suppose Mads could. If Liari doesn't, or if Kyrie doesn't want to.
Either way, I don't know. I
Let's
didn't know
just
the
fuck around
purpose
and
of
find out.
Sure.
Fuck around and find out. Should I like go to not? Wait. Can I go to like kick it? But like, can I do like a strength roll, Mr. DM, to see what the fuck happens?
What?
If like what you
Why are
kick
you
the
trying to
door
kick
in?
down the door?
If I like accidentally kick it too hard and like my foot goes through it, or like if it's just like not strong enough. Because I think that
You
would be
can
funny.
absolutely try, but you will need to have the card in hand for the actual theoretical magic to function.
Okay. I hold card and kick door.
Strength check.
I hold card and kick door.
Your foot
And-
bounces off door.
Yeah, but
There
did it
does
work?
not seem to be any movement or opening.
Pyre's gonna be like, oh, I thought you said a foot could work.
He said he didn't see why not, but that no one's ever tried. So, I don't know, does someone else want to try kicking it? Because otherwise someone's probably just going to have to traditionally knock.
Pyre's gonna be like, wait, what if I try with my other foot?
Sure.
Give me another strength check. How many kicks are you doing to the door, like, at once?
Oh,
Just
that's
like-
better.
Just like one singular kick.
Okay. Pyre, you go to kick the door again, same spot, and there must be something crazy about this door. If your other foot bounces right off, like nothing.
Color me crazy, but doesn't knocking imply like more than one strike?
Pyre's gonna like
No.
kind of like perk up and then look at her and be like, you're right, that's what knocking is, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to like get both feet going, like you're kind of like dribbling a ball, or I don't know, maybe get your knees in there. Like a one-man band scenario.
Pyre's gonna like hold up her foot. She's gonna be like, okay, non-dominant. She's thinking too hard now. She's gonna, like non-dominant, lifts up her left leg, and then like tries to like knock at the door using her foot and just be like, I don't know if I picked that up.
No.
Nope.
It's cutting you out a
Yeah.
little bit extra today.
I don't know why. Me and my mic are fighting today extra hard. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
It just hates me, perma.
It's just angy. It's an angy mic.
I know she's getting replaced.
Well,
that's why.
maybe describe it in doot doots. How many doot doots
Okay.
did you do?
like 3 doot doots, like little doot doot doot.
So like
Okay.
foot, knee, foot.
No, just like foot,
But
just
Foot, foot, foot.
foot, just foot, foot, foot.
Okay.
Just like you would with your hand, but with a foot.
Now, are you trying to kick through the door this time as well?
She's not actively trying to kick it this time.
Okay.
She's just trying to knock, but with her foot.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me another strength check because, muscle memory.
muscle memory. Whoa! Bedroom door is gone.
Pyre, I would also like for you to give me a dexterity saving throw for the story implications.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Okay, you're fine.
Pyre, holding
Maybe?
the red card that has the angel, the devil, and the jester with a gold filigree throughout the card. You hold it and kick the door once, a little harder the second time, and really hard the third time. So hard, in fact, that the spot you've hit the last few times finally breaks and your foot goes straight through the door. As the door swings open, it takes you with it, your foot being pulled in as you find yourself standing in Chance's carousel. You do not fall to the ground. You manage to kind of pull your foot out of the door as it swings you in and make a dramatic entrance into Chance's carousel itself.
Pyre's gonna kind of like, I imagine like when the door opens, like accidentally does like a little stomp forward, and then just kind of like looks up and it's just like, "Hi, Can't believe that worked.
What does that look like to us on the other side, Mr. GM? Like,
So
what
my
kind of portal?
assumption, by the way, is I assumed you were doing this on like the actual door to the suite that would like lead out into the hallway normally.
I don't know,
whatever.
Iris is
However the hell
kicking.
this thing works.
Yeah. So like, let's say you use that door. That's fine. You watch as Pyrie kicks the door. Her foot goes in, and she is almost swung due to the like force of her kick into what is obviously Chance's carousel, the same room that you remember being in previously. All the tables, all the people, all standing about, enjoying revelry as you see Pyrie kind of stand up normally. What's the word I'm looking for? She stands up with a lot of grace, considering the entry that she has made. But yeah, your suite now leads directly into Chance's carousel.
And that's what it looks like to us. There's no like Pyrie didn't just randomly disappear or
Nope.
like.
It's just straight as if you're walking into another room.
Whoa, it worked. Let's go.
I was gonna be like, I got magic feet.
Sure do, Firebender.
So you all make your way into Chance's carousel. Again, there is the masked individuals, although their masks are firmly in place and do not move. That, host the tables, provide the drinks, move about the entirety of the location. One of them approaches your party. Very nice. One
That's
of them
for brain space hours.
Yeah, I assumed. One of them approaches your party and gives you all a deep bow, very obviously addressing you, and then gives you like the 3-finger signal to follow as they turn and make their way towards what is the lounge that you are familiar with now.
I'll follow after him.
Will everyone
Yep.
else follow as well?
Yep.
All right. So, now that you have made your way into the deeper recesses of Chance's carousel, into the private lounge of Tarvalo himself, you see Tarvalo is already enjoying whatever that thick red drink was, which was mead in some form or fashion, as he waits for you all in his high-backed chair. And as you enter in, he just gives a big smile and goes, "Welcome back, everyone. So nice to see you again."
Likewise.
Yeah, we went and took the contract over to Bennu as promised, looked it over, and he has given us one back that he's willing to uphold if everybody signs it. So then I'm going to hand him the new contract.
Fascinating. Such big, sweeping changes to what I thought was a great contract. For me, of course.
Yeah, definitely great for you. I don't know. I don't exactly know all of what Bennu changed, but it seems to be fair across the board. I don't even know why our names were on it to begin with, but we were willing to at least still keep something in the contract that involves us, if you will notice that. And so hopefully it is of enough benefit to you that you'll just go ahead and sign and we can get this going. And Bennu signed off on the gambling for the horse racing thing, which sounds good for all parties involved.
Oh, yes, yes, it does. Let's look this over, of course. I see that I'm still commissioner, though you've taken the chief out, and that just removes all of the joy, doesn't it? But that's all right. I still
Mads will
receive...
chuckle.
Let's see. Crest Hall receives 15% tax. He's just reading this out loud a little bit. I can claim one favor from Bennu at any time, provided it is agreed to beforehand by both parties. I'm sure I can swing that in my favor. Of course, we'll redevelop the slums using the taxed funds. That will only increase the amount of people who enjoy my services. And then I see here that you have included yourselves as one free service provided to me by this party of 4 individuals who have been my go-to during this negotiations. Very well.
We're willing to do a job for you, like, by the books, above table, but for free. That seems more up our alley than owing a favor. That seems...
Of course. We'll do the job. It'll be fine. That is what I wanted to hire you for anyway. Now, and he's going to snap his finger. The terms and conditions you have brought back kind of off the table, and it floats in the air next to him and appears in a big puff of like a reddish, hazy maroon smoke. And then you watch as a beautiful emerald pen appears almost out of nowhere, out of his other sleeve, and it moves itself up in front of the contract of its own accord. And you watch as it gives a and it signs the name Tarvalo right next to the currently signed name of Bennu the 12th. The emerald pen and the terms and conditions then slowly rotate around the table to each one of you. It seems to wait for your verification before signing your name. So the emerald pen first stops at Liari and seems to wait until you give your consent to be signed.
Yep.
Moves to Pyre.
Pyre's gonna be like, kind of look at it and just be like, just sighs like heavily because she hates writing things, and just scrawls out her name like a toddler with a pen.
The pen looks very angry as it rips itself out of your grasp, and then like moves on. Your name is the only name on there currently that looks really scribbly. Everything else is in this beautiful like cursive-y script, and then you have like toddler writing.
That's awesome.
Moves over to Mads as well and waits.
I will sign it, but I will sign it Mads Fleetfoot, not my full name.
Are you grabbing the pen, or are you allowing the pen to sign for you?
I'm grabbing the pen.
The pen is very angry, but you do sign it as Mads Fleetfoot. The pen gets very angry. And if it had a face, it would look at you and Pyre with disdain.
You took its only job.
It moves over to Joe and floats a distance away so it cannot be grabbed.
Pyre's watching it at this point, like looking at it and being like, and it kind of moans and be like, that's why it was extra hard to write. She was fighting the fucking pen and she didn't realize it.
Joe just kind of looks at the terms, looks at the pen, and gives the smallest of nods, and the pen immediately signs Joe Albright. Upon the signature, the pen seems to slip seamlessly back down the sleeve of Tarvalo as the terms and conditions themselves seems to enlarge, retract, and then disappear in a puff of smoke. And Tarvalo gives a big smile, reaching much further up his face than it should. He goes, wonderful. I have been looking forward to garnering the services of just one such party. Now, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? I gotta find the brass tacks.
Are you
though.
submitting for your job already?
Oh, yes. I'm looking to have a particular job done during that Dusk Derby I mentioned earlier. Which is, of course, in just... He looks at the clock on his room. Or he, kind of looks around. It seems it will be here in a mere 2 days. About a day and a half, really. For it is on the 3rd day. Now, why don't I explain what we'll be doing?
Yep, yes please. We do need to know what we're doing before we can take the job.
Oh, no, you've already agreed to the job. That was the signature.
No, yeah, but how are we supposed to do the job if we don't know what it is?
Now, he's gonna the smile maintains, but his eyes kind of get a little squintier as he kind of looks across the group. That Dusk Derby is soon, and you will help me obtain it cleanly, mostly, from that Harlan Vex. I will provide a vouch on your behalf, and you'll enter as unknowns from a far-off land. A rookie jockey, as he looks at Mads. A mysterious and powerful stallion. He's gonna look at Pyrie. And then, of course, someone to handle the technicalities, as he looks at Liari. Lastly, I'll need an attendant. And he looks at Joe. Now, are there any questions about your roles before I get into the nitty-gritty?
I think that all makes sense.
Wonderful. Now, he's gonna snap his fingers, and as if from nowhere, or perhaps they were there the whole time, from behind Tarvalo's chair, as if there was a staircase, one of the masked individuals steps up onto the floor, or onto the level that you are on, if you will, holding a onyx box. The attendant sets it down in front of Tarvalo and then seemingly disappears back behind the chair. With your guys' passive perception, especially Pyrie's, there's no space there. There's no underground. That person just appeared and disappeared out of his shadow.
Creepy.
Now,
Alright.
the race is monitored with a magical detection device to prevent rigged races or magical tampering, outside of Harlan Vex's wants and needs, of course. So for your technical needs, you'll be using this specially designed lockpick known as the Soul Key. It disables any magical detection device for a limited time. Oh, and do try not to bleed on it. You don't want that to happen. And he's going to take it reverently out of the box, set it down onto the table, and kind of push it towards you, Liari.
Alright, I'm going to carefully take that and look for any sharp edges that might attack me.
It looks almost like a basic lockpick, with the exception of it seems to glow like a dull blue, as well as the moment that you even get within an inch of it, you hear it hum with this heartbeat.
All right, that's creepy. I'm gonna carefully wrap that up and put that somewhere.
So go ahead and add the soul key to your inventory, please.
Mm-hmm.
Tarvalo also pulls out from his jacket what seems to be a beautiful little registration ticket. You can see very clearly it is a jockey registration voucher. He looks over at Mads. Now our rookie jockey, Mads, will be registered by tonight. And that way, and he's going to then pull out another piece of paper from his jacket, which looks to have a big horseshoe on it. That way, when Pyrie arrives tomorrow as the Midnight Mirage, imported from the mythical Vale of Shadows, everything will be in place. I hope you like the name. It is exotic, isn't it?
It's quite flashy.
Parry's gonna look at him and look at the thing and be like, "It sounds pretentious," and then just take the thingy or go to like reach for it to look at it. Not that she's gonna read it, but
Yeah. All right. So he gives you the permit itself, the stable one.
Mhm.
The voucher he
Mhm.
tucks back into his jacket. For intents purposes, he has to register you, but you'll be registered.
Oh, gotcha. I was going to ask that. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, lastly, of course, I don't have anyone work for me for free unless they deserve it. And you going back and forth on our behalf between myself and Bennu has been indispensable. And so I would like to offer you, for your service to me, either half of the prize money or perhaps a favor. Redeemable once, with no questions asked. At my discretion, of course.
I'll take the favor. Otherwise, if there's an option to not get anything, I'd rather just have that.
This is a group decision, of course.
Like, high table, we took out the stuff that, like, if anybody reneges on the contract, he wins everything. So us taking something is hypothetically fine, but we said we would do the job for free.
Mhm.
So I don't know how we want to...
I say we just, say no. Reject his offer.
well, can we ask? I would say ask
You
for
can ask whatever you
payment
want.
separate. Well, I was saying we could ask for payment separately, not involved in this job, if he wishes to pay us for the services we have done so far.
That's an interesting... Okay. So I'll just look at Tarvalo and say, well, we're supposed to do this job for free, but I don't see any reason why once the job is concluded, if you feel so inclined as to tip us for our services after the fact. I don't see why not.
Paris can kind of look up from where she's sitting and just be like, or pay us separately entirely, not involving this job, for the things that we've done so far, because we've done a lot for you so far, haven't we?
Roll an insight for anyone who would like it.
We love insight.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh my
6
god.
panels.
Yeah.
6 billion panels.
Ooh. Oh, it's almost a 20.
Insight. I'm blind. I'm blind.
No.
No, this checks
God.
out. Pyrie's not good at the peopling.
This is true.
Pyrie, he just looks normal. He doesn't have any change at all when you say you want it separately,
It looks
and
like a
that
brick.
you've done a lot for him. Mads, you do notice an ever slight shift in his facial features, but it's gone so quickly you kind of question whether you saw it at all or if you just imagined it. Liari, though, you definitely watched that too big of a smile, the tilt of the eyes as they sort of like dropped just for a split second before he regained composure. Of course, if you'd like it separate, we can absolutely do that. I would not want you to feel as though I am taking advantage of you.
Well, it's hard to say you're taking advantage when this was the agreement, but like I said, I'd rather us square up on the contract. And then anything you do outside of the contract is on you.
Well, as it was offered, then, outside of the contract, the equivalent of the winnings of the race, unrelated to whether or not you provide the service, would be 5,000 gold. Alternatively, I can provide your group with a single favor of your choice. These will be unrelated and not at all part of the service rendered.
Okay, then I'm gonna mentally check in with the group. Do we want the money or do we want the favor? Mads already voted for favor or nothing.
Standing with that still.
I kind of still want money because I'm
Why are you-
remembering back to the one thing that I wanted from I think Markella, and it was expensive as shit, and I still don't think I'm there yet. I think I needed like 3,000 gold, so I'm money hungry. So I vote money. What Pyrie vote?
Pyrie's gonna vote for a favor.
2 favor, 1
it's-
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's just gonna say, like, in the funny little brain space, be like, something tells me to take the favor, not the money.
I feel like a
Instincts.
favor
Fiery
would go
instincts.
further for us in the future. If we get ourselves in trouble, especially.
Can we consider whether or not the favor can maybe be money?
That too.
True.
All right. Favor it is. I'll look at Tarvalo and I'll say, I think the group would be interested in the favor.
I'll nod in agreement.
It's so interesting to me that you can all have such a connected agreement without a single word.
We've been traveling
was gonna
together
just-
for some time, so we just tend to know each other's
Deception.
ideas.
Pyrie's gonna, like, look at him and just be like, I don't make these kind of decisions with this stuff.
It was
You
almost
know
so
what?
cool.
You know what, Pyre? Yeah, I'm not even gonna have you roll for that. That's pretty on point. Mads, you say that with a straight face. Let me go ahead and give him his roll. Make sure. Ooh. No. You watch as he just turns towards you and gives you a big smile. It must be very nice to have such close ties and friends and those you can depend on. A family, even.
Pyrie's gonna make a snide comment and be like, it's gonna be like, yeah, it's something not a lot of people have. And then just kind of like dead stares, like looks at him like, bitch, we know you ain't got nothing.
His face and smile, everything does not leave Mads, but his eyes slowly turn towards you, Pyrie. And then his
I was
face
just sitting there with a really big
follows.
smile on her face too, and just like holding hands out.
In any case, I expect that you will all come in first place, as I will be betting on the Midnight Mirage. The Midnight Mirage must win against the favorite of Harlan Vex. Find his name first real quick. A Cedric Vane is his favorite. He is a pompous fool.
The horse?
The rider. The horse's name is that of a joke. I believe he is called Chaz. Ugh.
Is there anything we need to know going in? Any way to perhaps up things in our favor or avoid things that might... Do they fight fair over there? Or have they been winning in bizarre ways?
Let me clarify. Those that ride in this sham of a gambling ring do not play fairly. The races are constantly rigged, and I'm surprised that the entire venture has not yet crumbled. The only reason it has yet to do so is somehow our lovely individual Harlan Vex has opted to get investments from some of the larger names here in Melody Cove. I'm sure to gut the entire, we'll call them leadership positions, once I am in charge.
What are some of the ways that they've been cheating so we can prepare some sort of like counterattack for it?
Well, firstly, you have the device which detects the use of magic. Now bear in mind, if Harlan has given the okay for any magics to take place during the race, they will not be called out as cheating. If it's detected on any other rider, it is considered cheating, and they are immediately disqualified. Which is why your role is important. Mm-hmm. Indubitably, Miss Liari. Now, during the race, you are sure to come across those who try to take a swing, perhaps a little more bluntly than others, or even do something subtle, like perhaps sabotage Pyrie before she makes her way out into the track, as you'll all be separated before you come back together. Pyrie will have to stay in the stables and be inspected by the stable master, whereas Mads will be required to wait in the jockey's waiting area.
Okay,
And-
so I need to find the device, lockpick it, shut it down, and then Mads and Pyrie need to survive inspection and then win.
To
Does that sum it up?
clarify, Pyrie will be inspected, but the device is only used during the race, and it must be re-enabled before the race ends. At the very beginning of the race, you are to disable the device, and then just before the end, you are required to reactivate it, else all will be lost. During this, your friends, Pyrie and Mads, will be very dependent on your timing.
All right. And is there any reason why Pyrie wouldn't pass inspection?
As long as Pyrie pretends to be a horse and acts just like one, there shan't be a problem.
All right, I'm gonna look at the gang and look back, and then what do you need Joe to do?
Oh, Joe will be my attendant up in the high roller room, as it's called. I need someone to hold my drinks.
All right. I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, is everyone good with the plan?
Sure.
Seems difficult, but sure.
I don't know. We've kind of done some similar stuff before. I think we got this.
Joe's looking a little nervous. He's kind of looking between Tarvalo and the group. Yeah, I can hold some. Do I just like hold a bottle? No, my dear boy, you will be pouring my drinks for me, and you see, I don't like an empty glass. Oh, okay. I won't let it get empty. Yep.
I'm gonna pat him on the back and say, "You got this, bud."
Thanks. Now, of course, if you have any questions regarding the race before it begins, I do implore you to ask away. I shall be here available to you most of the time. If I am not, please just come and wait, and I shall attend to you at my earliest convenience. Of course, young Joe, I do expect you here prior to the race, as you will be attending it with me. Joe's just gonna kind of nod a little bit. Okay.
Does that mean this key is gonna work again? Because I thought you said it was a one-time use.
It's as many uses as I deem necessary. And he just waves his hand, and the card seems to glow a little bit brighter red before returning to its more maroonish color.
Right? Is there an easy way back to where we started? Do we just go out the way we came, or we gotta walk all the way back? What's the how's the departure ritual work?
Well,
Do I have to my close door again?
seeing as you're in my domain, I shall send you back myself. And I do ask that when you come back through again, that you not leave a hole in my door.
No promises, but we'll do our best.
Pyre's gonna look at him and be like, I'm practicing my horse skills.
And I'm sure you will do splendidly, my dear. That is why you were chosen for this role.
I did start a cult discipline once.
I'm sorry, did you say you started a cult?
We're not
Anyways.
gonna. Yep. I'm just grabbing everybody and I'm turning them around and be like, "Okay, it's time to go."
There is much more to you all than meets the eye.
Oh, I don't know. I think we're kind of normal.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
just gonna make a face at that comment and just be like, what?
Yeah, even I'm gonna look at you like, are you okay?
It's fine. We're fine.
Anyway, are we done here?
Yes, head back out through the door you entered through. It shall bring you right back to wherever you came from.
All right, thanks, man. We'll go practice on Pyre's horse skills.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to seeing your performance in the track, and Joe, I look forward to getting to know you personally.
I'm gonna side-eye him with that one.
He just sips his wine as you leave.
Yep. Away we go.
Alright, you guys head back into Chance's carousel. I presume you head straight through the door, yeah?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As you open the door, which last time led into a alleyway in the slums, you open it and it is instead your suite. You step right inside, closing the door behind you, There seems to be what looks like a complete break in the door, except it's only on one side. Like, one side of the door has a big broken portion, and then if you look at the door from the other side, it's perfect. It's very strange.
Huh. Close his door.
So,
Oh.
you are back into your suite. That meeting probably took maybe an hour. It's probably around 9 o'clock. What would you all like to do?
Easy.
So, for high table purposes, we essentially have one free day tomorrow to do whatever, get our life together, blah, blah, blah. And then the day after that is the race,
Correct.
where we need to drop Joe off with the man, and then we all need to get into position
Correct.
doing our thing.
So you'll sleep today, like you'll sleep this evening, you'll have a whole day, and then the next morning you go to the race.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Fun.
I feel like Mads needs to figure out what a jockey is, because I feel like they really wouldn't know that. So that's what they're going to be doing this evening, is trying to scour information about how to be a jockey.
how are you doing that?
I'm either going to try and find literature about, horse racing, like either like
Sure.
information about the horse race, or how to become a jockey, like, I don't know, something like that.
Are you going to the library to do this?
No, just like in the inn.
like how some hotels will have while you're in town, enjoy
Yes.
these like fun things here. It's like, oh look, the racetrack, and then it maybe has an excerpt in it about jockeys.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That's so funny.
Pamphlet that's like at the beginning of the doors. That's like, while you're here, enjoy your stay.
Okay. All right. Okay. I love this idea.
That's kind of funny, but also, I feel like Kyrie's gonna be like, Kyrie's gonna like ask Mads what kind of how, if she's okay with sitting on leather. She's not gonna explain this, by the way. She's gonna ask.
Am I I think I don't see why not.
What about when it's like moving really fast?
I've never had that happen before, so Matt's is gonna look like very visibly uncomfortable.
Kyrie's gonna look at Larry and just be like, do you think your fire lady can make a saddle? I don't have one.
Yeah, probably. Didn't you just drop off a whole bunch of leathers? Or we can go to like a tannery guy. I don't know.
I think technically speaking, Kyrie could probably make one, but I don't think she has the materials for it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely figure that out. We gotta figure that out tomorrow. And then you gotta be fast. Are you ready to be fast?
Yes.
We should probably practice at some point.
We can do that. And Mads, you gotta hang on for dear life. I don't think you're allowed to fall off.
No.
Is there a way to glue myself to the saddle?
Kyrie's gonna sit there, think, and like look at them and be like, technically glue isn't magical. And then look at the both of them and be like, could we do that?
He did say that there's lots of rigging and whatever else. So, I mean, we might as well join in the rigging if there's already going to be rigging.
Is this your way
Besides-
of telling me you don't feel confident that you can hang on to Pyrie? Is this your way of telling me this?
If I told you I had never been on a horse before, would you believe me?
Yeah.
Pyrie's
No.
gonna look very concerned.
Haven't
at
you
that
been on
statement.
Pyrie when Pyrie was a horse? Didn't you ride Pyrie when Pyrie was a dog? I don't know.
Against
a
my
horse?
will.
You know
I'm
what? Fair
so
enough.
excited, bro.
Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. Yeah, maybe we can get some practice in. We can practice tomorrow. Figure the saddle thing out. Maybe some
Be a
glue.
long day.
That'll be fine. Probably. Maybe you can use your magics to glue yourself to Pyrie. I don't know. You
I'm
got
just-
any glue magic?
I'm just gonna glare. No, I don't have glue magic.
Well, that would have been convenient.
Why don't you have glue magic? Since you're always talking about how you have magic tricks.
I mean, I got sticky fingers, but I don't know if that counts as glue magic.
Pyrie's gonna make another stupid comment and be like, "Yeah, only after the mushroom lady incident."
Yeah, that was definitely different. Hey, maybe Morkella's got some glue magic. We have to see her anyway, right? In the morning.
See her every day.
Yeah. Maybe Morkella's got some glue magic.
So Pyrie's gonna look at the group and be like, "So we have a problem."
How so?
Huh.
She's gonna hold up Hambone and be like, "What do I do with this?" Well, I'm a horse.
I don't know what do you
Oh.
do with that when you're a horse.
There's a baby mimic inside the pig. Like,
That is
I
going
can't-
to be
who
an
do
issue, isn't it?
cause who? Do you think Morkella would be okay with watching him for the day?
You'd like to
That's
recruit her as a babysitter for the minute?
Yeah. And then she could observe him, I guess.
I mean,
I don't want to. I
she might.
don't want to just leave him. What if he tries to? He's not fully trained yet. What if he tries to eat something he shouldn't? What if he chokes?
Somehow, I think he'll be okay. But we can figure something out for him. We can at least ask Morkella. And see.
Okay. Pyrie's just gonna be have just this concerned look on her face, please to God, don't try and eat something you shouldn't.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you figure out what you're gonna do with that, because I don't think we should have it in the first place. But yeah.
He's just a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it is for now.
For now.
You were saying, Mr. DM.
I'm just having a great time with this whole thought process.
Yeah, you can't, when you go out, you gotta find a babysitter. It's responsible
Yeah.
parenting, I think.
Oh, I also, while you were having that conversation, I'm gonna put the Weem up that I worked very hard on.
God, the pamphlet!
It's amazing.
Thank you. I tried my best.
Oh, there's nothing in there about jockeys. That's a shame.
Crazy.
And
The inside's got a little bit of jockey comfort, you know, like little bios on the jockeys. In any case, this seems like a great time for us to go to break.
Oh yeah.
So, don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be back shortly.
In 3, 2, 1.
Pamphlet.
Welcome back, chat. I hope you have enjoyed this beautiful pamphlet that is on screen right now. It's for the Skystride Track, Eldy Cove's premier horse racing.
Great, Weem.
Is the best.
Mhm.
So,
I'd like to roll to steal your panties.
damn. Didn't even get the
Sense of
word out.
deadpan.
Just like, boom.
Oh.
Hey, you were right there with an 18, though.
So close.
So
I was
close.
tickling a little. Yeah.
So, welcome back, chat, and back to. So, Mads, Liari, Pyrie, and Joe, you have come back from Chance's Carousel. You are back in your room. You have divided up. No, you divided up your money before, but Mads, you have gone in search of any kind of reading material, pamphlet, or otherwise on anything to do with the track, and have managed to find a singular pamphlet which has what you see in the Weem on screen, as well as on the other side a short bio of each rider that is like the popular riders, as well as like a small picture of their individual likeness. High table, those will all be provided tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but like tomorrow in game, when you actually get to the arena.
Okay.
In game, however, you are able to discern at least some basics of how a jockey should look and perhaps maybe act. It's hard to gauge as it's just like drawn sketches and pictures and things of that nature. So, you'll get a +2 to your rolls to BS your way through it.
All right.
Now, during that entire bit, this you guys got back at say 9 o'clock. What is everybody else doing?
Probably brushing up on my lock picking skills, I guess. Since the timing's gonna be tight on this one, but I'm not that like worried about it.
Sure. All right, so you're brushing up on your skills. I got you. Do you do anything specific, Pyrie?
Pyrie's just gonna be like making sure that like Biddy is good and comfy, and like maybe swap out his bone that he's gnawing on if it's like too small now.
It has gotten gnawed on quite a bit. You know when a dog gnaws on that bone enough and it like cracks and it gets small to the point where it's becoming like a danger. Yeah. So you trade it out for a fresh one.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade it out, give him a nice big one. Nice new big hunk to nom 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 nom.
Biddy looks very happy with the new bone.
Awesome.
Biddy.
Biddy.
No Biddy.
All right. So if there's nothing anybody, I assume this will probably take up the majority of the evening as you kind of hang out in your suite.
Yeah, I kind of want to study the lockpick that I was given to see if I'm in like any inherent danger by using it.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
I could know.
Then the DC
That's
will
like
be
the
much
one
harder
stat
for
none
you.
of us have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can try though for those of us who are a little bit more magically inclined.
Yeah.
I think probably Liari would try it, and then if she's not quite sure, I might walk out of my room and be like, y'all get anything weird off of this?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana roll, Liari. I will let you know that the DC is higher because you are not proficient in Arcana.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
yeah. I don't know shit.
It looks weird, and it has a little bit of a blue kind of tinted glow, almost like an outline, and it's got a weird heartbeat that's just that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. Hey, you guys, y'all do like magic-y stuff. Is this what's wrong with it? Why does it have a heartbeat?
I would like to try and
figure
figure out what it is.
The DC is just high for you guys, but give it a run.
More betterer. It's not it, but more betterer.
It's not it, but it's more better.
Madge, you kind of look at the lockpick, glance it over, and you don't get anything more than what Pyrie has already gotten.
You mean Larry? I haven't looked at it yet.
My apologies. Yes. Now, sorry about that. Yeah.
Now Pyrie would like
Yeah. Madge, you didn't get any more than Lee already did. That's my bad. I mixed people.
Noise.
Pyrie's gonna take the funny key in hand and, I don't know, Inspectoruno.
Oh dear.
This is a 19.
Yeah, Pyrie, it's just got a weird heartbeat and it's got a blue glowy. It's very strange.
I'm just gonna be careful with this then. He said not to bleed on it, and that makes me concerned, so I will just be careful. Alright, thanks for trying, guys. Good night.
Does everybody go to bed for the evening then?
I'm gonna pray and go to bed.
D100,
Yeah, sure.
please. And Pyrie, go ahead and do your roll for training Biddy.
Biddy trading does.
Biddy training. Is that an angry prey?
Biddy
Do
trading.
we only angry prey?
Only anger prayers now.
Mads, as you pray to the goddess, you get no like obvious feedback or anything like that. In fact, you don't really get any. I think the word I'm going to use here is comfort. As you would normally feel more comforted when you pray to the goddess, you do not get that.
Okay.
I'm our dude.
And then Pyrie, your fun rolls for training.
Training does not happen until I go to the Mushroom Lady.
Oh, you're right. My apologies.
It was part of my agreement with her.
That is part of your agreement. All right. So, with that in mind, the evening is going to pass quietly.
The way you had to roll for that.
You
Oh,
wake
no.
refreshed in the morning.
Kyrie's a mark. We're gonna get robbed.
You awake refreshed in the morning. You may take a long rest. This is the morning of day 2. You have about 24 hours until the races will begin, and you will need to be in positions for your service to Tarvalo. So, for today, as you don't technically have any plans other than Markella, what are we doing first?
Well, we should.
Wait, didn't we get stuff from? Didn't we have a thing? Hold on, player notes. There's a thing. Didn't we get a thing?
Are you talking about the extra hunting job that we took that we're gonna do?
There was a hunting job, and there was. I think it was a hunting job, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, you took a hunting job.
Yeah, we do have one.
We have a hunting job, and then did Fire Lady actually tell me stuff to get, or didn't? I feel like you did a inserts things here. We'll tell you next time.
Let me look at my notes. Also, everybody hydrate.
Because I had asked about him
The
bone
pig
thing.
armor.
Yeah, pig armor. But I don't have anything listed as like instructions. I don't believe. I think
No,
there's
the pig armor was you were picking up the leather straps, and then you were going to come back to. I think your original plan was to have it done by Oraltha, but then you also asked the Ivory Maw person. So there wasn't a price given or anything like that. But if you want to go and look into that today, we can definitely do that.
Because Oraltha said she would, like, do it. I think what Sunny is referencing is Oraltha said, like, if we provide the materials.
Yeah. And, like, she said, because we said I was going to look for the materials for her to go get them. But then I don't think you actually gave me any material listing. It was kind of a, we'll give it to you later.
Yeah.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll have you do is I'm going to have you roll some investigation rolls to determine how good of a supplier you can find. And then we'll...
Oh.
Can I help with that, or is that a
Yeah.
Pyrie only?
No. If
That's
you're
what I
with
was asking
Pyrie.
the Iron Maw lady about, was supplies and, like, resources.
Yeah, she suggested
They
you
weren't-
ask for sources from the local smiths. It didn't have any, like,
okay.
direct ones.
Okay. And then I think you guys had something, right? You were saying we're gonna blah, 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 blah.
Mads wanted to practice the horse riding, and I was like, you should ask Markella about some glue magic.
True.
Because I'm
And-
helpful.
I also feel like I should figure out what a jockey is, so I need to probably go somewhere where there will be jockeys. I also know high table nothing about horse racing, so this will be great.
I love that.
High table.
I'm so
The
excited.
reason why you're the jockey is because historically jockeys are typically smaller in stature people, because the less weight the
Mhm.
horse is carrying, the better, as well as they can get like real low to the horse and get streamlined like that. That's all. That's all you got. You just gotta hang on.
Yep.
That's kind
So
of
it
like
was
all
a
I know about them too, is that they're generally
Okay.
small in stature. That's fine.
Yeah.
See, that's all you really need to know.
Exactly.
Well, that and maybe how to
You
ride
just
a
gotta
horse.
give Hyrie.
I
You
should
just gotta
probably
give
figure
Horse
that out,
Hyrie a really big hug on the back while you're riding. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
gonna
in Claire
grip for
notes,
dear life.
I did kind of write down our goals of going to see Markella, talk about the babysitting, get or make a saddle, but then Mr. DM was like, that'll be provided, so maybe we don't need to do that. But practicing the race and then maybe going to the library because maybe you do want to read about it. But then obviously we can add the find out about pig armor materials. There we go.
So I guess the question is, would you like to start with finding materials so Araltha could make a set of armor for Hambone, or would you like to start with Morkella?
Morkella?
Yeah,
You wanna do
okay.
Morkella first?
Morkella.
That's all of us then, and then we do the... Alright, gang, let's split up.
Yeah, we sure can. Quit making laughter like that, Mr. DM, when I feel like
What
Pyrie's
laughter?
gonna get robbed.
I
I
didn't
feel
do
like
nothing.
Pyrie's gonna get...
What do you mean?
You laughing is illegal in this house. Stop it.
I love just like one die or just one little chuckle throws everybody into disarray. It brings me so much joy.
Yep.
The
How
power
to make
you
your players
hold.
panic. And then you be rolling stuff. Why are you rolling stuff?
Oh yeah,
Stop
it's always
it.
when you
I'm telling you, Pyrie got marked and we're gonna get robbed. We'll win.
Probably.
We will win, but I'm telling you. I feel it in my giblies, man.
I love that. So you guys make your way out of the Laughing Cask, along the roads, through the upper class district nearest the city center, up the stairway into the Celestine district where all of high society lives, past Crest Hall and the theater, and into Twilight Arcana to visit your favorite mushroom woman. As you walk in, she is busying herself with some sort of items in the back. She sets them down as you all kind of make your way into the building, and she steps up. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello again, Morkella.
So who will be going first today?
I'll look around. I'll go first.
Okay. So Mads, go ahead and step up into the center. What are
Got
you
it.
going to focus on using?
I'm just going to work on... I kind of want to see if I can get the wings to come out. Just like see if I can fly with them.
I love that. Okay. So then what I will have you do, because there is some new stuff in here, we're going to adjust this a little bit. Let me go ahead and have you roll. Okay. I'm gonna have you do it this way. I need you to roll me a D100. Additionally, you're focusing on the wings, right? Trying to get the wings to come out themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other thing that enters your mind whilst you're focusing on this particular thing?
I think I'd like to just think about the things that I learned in the library and think about good things. Try to channel, like, I guess, the white lotus wings versus the crimson ones.
There's gold wings and red wings that the crimson ones that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
familiar with.
Sorry, gold.
No, that's fine. what is a good memory for Mads? Like, what's something that would make Mads happy? And that there's reasons I'm asking these questions. So,
I think Mads would think about good times with the party, also good times like in their second life, which is mostly with the party. So,
okay.
Like one thing that I specifically thought of was when I'm drinking rum outside with Joe.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me that D100 then. All right. Focusing very hard. You imagine the wings kind of bursting out from your back. And as you imagine it, you feel yourself almost enveloped. Like strangely enveloped by what feels like some sort of golden energy. And as you look down, instead of wings, you have what looks to be an entire suit of armor. Just, it's transparent with gold, like, flowy windiness to it, but it encompasses your entire body.
Ooh.
Morkella's going to look and start kind of poking and prodding. As she tries to touch you, she can't actually touch your body. As she tries to press her finger through the armor, it is entirely an actual defensive something or other. Morkella kind of looks up at you. May I attempt to impact your magic?
Sure. I'm gonna look at the party. It's okay. Let her do it.
You're gonna watch as she kind of holds her hand out towards you, flips her hand upwards, and then out from her fingers shoots what looks to be some sort of lightning. As it sort of hits the armor, it bounces off, kind of smashing in and leaving a gaping hole in one of the sides of the walls where a very nice carved wood paneling was. Your armor did not allow you to feel any of the impact. It's very interesting. Morkella kind of looks up at the hole, looks back at your armor, just nods a little bit, and the mushrooms kind of jangling there. Fascinating.
Dang, does that work with everything?
Huh? I've never tried that before. So who knows?
Oh, Mads, please roll a d20 and add 5 to your total points for your learning.
Ooh, thank you.
Big lunge.
I will say any learning stuff, I'll remind you if I remember, but if I don't remember, that's not my problem.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Remembering.
After a minute, this does dissipate. The armor flowing out from where your wings would have started, which is where it seems to have begun, and it sort of dissipates, eventually leaving the last little bits being on your hands to your fingertips before just slowly floating away like a golden smoke. Now, as a reminder, you do now have 2 points of Veil Magic to use. If you want.
I would like... I kind of want to save the other one.
Oh, that's fine.
In case we get into a fight. You'll finally actually have one.
Very good. Thank you for showing this new power of yours. I am looking forward to seeing it again.
Thank you. Have you come up with any conclusions yet, Morkella?
It is difficult to conclude something that I know little about. The only thing I can determine is that you are a unique specimen.
Ah, I see. Thank you.
She's gonna think for a moment as well. I'm not sure it is completely unlocked yet. I think continuing to expend the power in this sort of practice will be beneficial for you in the long term.
Mads will just nod and then go sit or stand over by the wall.
She's going to turn her eyes directly at Joe next and motion for Joe to come forward. Joe will tentatively step up, looking incredibly nervous. And she's going to just turn and look at him. Go ahead and start when you are ready. Okay. All right. Well, there's that. Joe seems to concentrate really hard, as if he's finally kind of figured out some way to perhaps activate this. And as he concentrates really hard and he's focused so much, and he just wants the spikes to come out, and there's just a and then around him, as it falls to the floor, is just a little pile of snow. And Joe looks a little embarrassed.
Aw. Your little pile of snow. Joe, if you get better at it, maybe we'll get enough to make a snowman.
A snowman?
Yeah, you make a bunch of balls and stick them on top of each other and kind of give it a face and some arms and stuff. It's silly. It's fun.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe one day I can make enough and we could do that. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, we can name him even. What would you name your snowman?
Oh. I don't know. That seems like a big responsibility.
I mean, surely you have some baby names in mind. You got a girl back home.
But baby name. And he starts to get really flustered. He gets flustered, he turns red, he gets like real bashful, he can't even get a full word out at this point. Morkella is not even paying attention to Joe's obvious discomfort as she turns and looks at Perry.
Hee. Alright. I was gonna hold up Cambone and like, I don't know. Do you want Biddy out of Hambone?
However you normally perform this is probably acceptable. If the mimic is inside of your animation, I will simply lift a leaf.
Yeah, he's inside. He's kind of just chilling with the... Well, actually, I have to train him. She's gonna, like, reach her hand in and kind of, like, scoop him up and take him out.
Biddy is still currently chewing on that bone, although he's kind of an amorphous blob right now.
Yep.
But as soon as you take him out of Hambone, he starts to, like, wiggle around a little more violent. Not, like, violently, but, like, this is not the normal. He has become very used to being inside of Hambone. Does not like the outside at all. And
Pyre's just gonna be like, it's okay, like, and like give him little like head scritches wherever that may be. Just blob.
Pick the highest point of the blob and give it a little scritch. You watch as it starts to like kind of like do a little twitch like a dog would be kicking its leg. And it transforms back into a rabbit's foot again.
I was just gonna look at him and be like, I think he's just a little nervous. He's used to being inside of Hambone most of the time. He doesn't really come out. He's gotten kind of comfy in there.
The environment can shape a creature's habits.
True. Fire's gonna just like... Fire's gonna reach into her bag. And she has like a little, like one of the smaller chunks from the tail. And like, kind of give it to him to see if he wants to like munch on it, like separately, like actually eat it and not just gnawing on bone hunk.
Okay, so it's gnawing on the bone hunk. This would be the point where you'd like kind of like use the training, yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, do you want a piece to eat?
It kind of just cries out.
Yeah. Baby's first words.
It's kind of
Cute.
waiting. Are you like holding up a treat or something?
I'm just like trying to hand it the like little bone, like the smaller bone piece.
Yeah.
To see if he wants to just eat it. So like I'm giving it to him like I would like a dog, like hand it a little treat to see if he's gonna take it and like munch. Nom 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 nom. Instead of like just gnawing on the bone hunk.
Morkella
like
is watching with rapt interest as this baby mimic not only kind of stands up on the stubby end of the rabbit's foot that it is portraying, but as the front paw portion of the rabbit's foot just opens up in a gaping maw, just it's just trying to grab the bone. It's doing a little hop.
Probably gonna be like, good boy.
Fascinating. Go ahead and I'll say, for the intents and purposes of your training, you've managed to get it to respond a little bit more than you did previously to its training. So let's go ahead and have you do an animal handling check to figure out how many points we get out of it.
Jeez, that was a violent throw.
Dang.
13.
13.
Which is
You get 2 points.
So that's... I put these in. I put this in. I put this somewhere. Where did I put this?
Bottom
Fiery
of your
notes.
notes. Bottom of your notes. As I recall. Morkella looks very interested in this entire learning process. And after you finally give Biddy the bone, and Biddy looks very happy and satisfied, just Morkella kind of turns and looks at you and says, "Fascinating that you have gotten it to respond to you."
Tyre's gonna have a smug little look and be like, "Because I feed him well, and he's safe inside of Hambone. So he's gotten pretty comfy. I think he's gotten used to us. Or me.
Fantastic. Then we shall, of course, do this again tomorrow.
Don't you want to see Hambone's
Oh yeah,
stuff?
thank
He's
you.
not a pile of bone
I gotta
today,
write these all down.
but
Oh, I have a high table.
Yeah.
No, not a high table. Go ahead. I'll ask you in a
Okay.
minute.
He's not a pile of bone right now. But would you like to see kind of maybe how it reacts when I just re-up the spell rather than doing it from kind of semi-scratch?
I would be interested.
Cool.
Please, go ahead.
Where the hell is the bun? Where the hell is the bun?
What?
No, no. Custom spell. Find custom spell. It's something
Yeah,
tiny
no,
dead.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find it. I couldn't see it.
I love that this spell is so badly put together. It has a strength saving throw because that was the first one I ever put in this stupid thing.
That's funny.
It's so bad. Like
Who?
nobody. It
God.
doesn't. It's non-existent. I copied some other skill to make it into a skill because I didn't know how to make a skill in this program. It was so great.
Hambone gets to choose whether he lives or dies with a strength saving throw.
So you go ahead and re-up the spell, and Hambone does not inherently change, although you do. Being the person who is animating it, you do sense that it has a newfound amount of life, quote unquote, within it. Mortella, on the other hand, will have to roll to sense that. And rolled very well. So as you re-up the spell, and Hambone becomes refreshed, we shall say, Mortella watches with interest and kind of held breath as all her mushrooms kind of lean forward and kind of wiggle waggle, taking a really close look at Hambone. As he oinks happily, kind of doing a little
Cute.
It is very interesting that you do not need to let it collapse before remaking it.
Yeah, I just kind of refresh the spell, and he just chills.
Fascinating. I shall have to see it once more, from the ground up, I believe.
Okay.
Okay. Notes done. All right. Show. Hi there.
Hey, Morkella, if you're done with everybody's stuff, I have a question. I haven't
Of
learned
course.
any new magic, but I have this new thing and I don't know what it is and it concerns me. Would you be willing to take a look at it?
As your compatriots are providing me with the service of allowing me to study them, I shall look at this for you.
Alright, I'm gonna take out the funny lockpick and just be like, I was told not to bleed on it.
Ooh, she rolled well. Okay. 40, 50, 60, 70, 18. Okay. She takes a good long look at this strange blue lockpick. And as she holds it in her hand, she's initially kind of taken aback as the heartbeat sound begins, but then begins to take a really close look at it. This is a strangely enchanted lockpick, obviously. I'm not sure what will happen if you bleed on it, as it is obscured from my sight.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, I guess I will just continue to be careful with it. I vaguely know what it does. It's supposed to shut down magical objects, I guess, is a way of phrasing that. But yeah, I keep getting stuck on the bleeding thing. I don't
If the warning
don't
was
know what it
issued
means.
to not bleed on this lockpick, I would presume that you should not bleed on this lockpick.
Yeah. I think
Thank you
so
for
too. I just
I'm
Is
glad
that,
that I could be of assistance in this matter.
yeah. Thank you, Markella. It's glad to know that this is just a really strange thing that I have here, so I'll be careful. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now, what else can I do for your group?
I think we're done for today. Unless anyone else has anything.
Weren't you supposed to ask her about magical glue?
Yes.
That sigh, man.
Markella, would you have any knowledge on any sort of spell or item that could permanently attach me to a surface, particularly like a saddle?
Permanently sounds crazy.
Of course.
Maybe not permanently.
Oh, not permanently.
Semi-permanent.
Mary's gonna panic. He's gonna panic. Like, I don't want to be stuck.
I'm just gonna have this amalgamation of a party where two of them are stuck together forever.
I was at high table. You said permanently, and I was not gonna correct you.
Right, yeah. I felt that in my soul. I was like, oh god.
Oh
No.
man. Okay. Markella just kind of looks back at you, Mads, and takes a moment to think before wandering off into one of the many shelves and grabbing a handful of what looks to be strange tinctures and strange liquids and some physical objects. She puts a whole bunch of these into a mortar and pestle, begins to grind it, puts it through some sort of strange sieve, and then pours over a strange colored purpley liquid. And inside of this tiny, tiny glass jar is this strange, thick-looking, but still semi-translucent liquid. Mostly liquid. And she brings it over to you, Mads, and hands it over. This bottle will keep you attached for as long as you need.
Wow, thank you, Markella.
Of course, just be sure that you detach yourself using water.
That's it? Just water?
That's it. It is a very simple glue, not permanent at all.
Thank God.
Thank you very much.
But strong, yeah? Strong enough to say, hold, I'm gonna eyeball Matt. Matt, what's your approximate weight?
Would it keep me attached to a saddle while the horse was running too fast?
I would presume it should keep you attached to most everything, as long as you do not exceed an insane amount of velocity.
Sick.
Okay, then I think we're good.
That's awesome. What, you already had like a +2 and now you're gonna have glue buffs?
Add, go ahead and in your inventory, Mad, add purple water-soluble glue.
Purple?
One
Water
use.
Is this Elmer's glue?
Sure.
Purple.
Purple?
It's that stick glue that they give
That's what I was
5-year-olds.
thinking.
And they're like,
Yeah.
use it sparingly, uses the whole damn thing.
Goes on purple,
Holy sh-
dries clear.
Yeah.
You think there's a little bit of glitter in the glue?
I sure hope it does.
There's always a little glitter that's left from like some project. It's like the chunky glitter, you know?
Oh my god, yeah.
True.
It never goes away. It haunts you forever.
All right,
Awesome.
so everybody good with Morgella then?
I think so.
Think so.
All right, Morgella
Now,
turns and goes back to what she was doing as you leave the shop.
I believe... So we have a few options here. We can do practicing the race now. Or we can do the split up thing we were kind of talking about. And maybe half the party goes to the library, half goes to find pig armor materials. If we're splitting up, I'm gonna do the brain space. What are we feeling, gang?
I'm okay with splitting up for now. I can go do my research stuff.
And I think you owe me an introduction. Solid 7 in the brain space.
Wait, I'm doing pig armor, right?
And you're probably gonna take Joe. If
Joe.
I'm going with Mads, you're taking Joe. It's the Pyrie and Joe adventure.
Joe day. Pyrie Joe day.
I don't know who's babysitting who at this point. That's a really rough party split. Not
You
gonna
sent the
lie,
babies
but-
with each other.
Yeah. we might learn to regret this.
It'll be fine.
Just so you can flirt with the cat lady.
I don't know it's a cat. Also, the last time I tried with a cat, that failed. Thanks, Mads, you owe me!
That's why I'm getting you the introduction to this one.
So really, you killed the first goldfish and then you gave her a new goldfish?
My goldfish
Well, when you
is
say it like
bad.
that. No, it's just
Damn.
going to a farm.
A goldfish farm.
No! God. How, the way you had to roll to see how many of my goldfish died.
Oh my, no.
Pain and suffering. I'll never know. It's fine.
I had to roll to see if the goldfish died at one point. I can't tell you if the goldfish died.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's fine.
so party split. Mads and Pyrie, give me a D20 flat.
Mads and Pyrie?
Mads and Pyrie.
Whoa!
Wow. All right, Pyrie, you and Joe gonna go first.
Two ends of the spectrum.
I thought I was gonna get a 1.
That would have been beautiful, honestly.
I know.
Oh, we get to add.
All right. So Pyrie and Joe, you two are up first.
Oh,
And
okay.
okay. Small treasure.
Small treasure. Thank you for that announcement. I do
Yes.
not have that up currently.
Whoa.
The roll is a 59. Let's see what a 59 is on my big sheet.
Nice sheet.
Yeah.
Nice sheet, bro.
Yeah, man.
Is it a pamphlet that tells us about jockeys?
God, I hope so. I hope so. We're saved.
Pyrie. Oh, no, wait, not Pyrie necessarily. Hang on. I'm counting in this order. We're going clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Joe.
Oh,
How
Joe
did Joe
gets something.
Joe has
Let Joe
found
win.
a simple silver earring
Cute.
worth
That's
Just
cute.
one?
just one. Worth
Oh,
a
God,
total
now we need
of
to make sure he pierces the right ear.
3 gold. Let me go ahead and put that in there.
A silver earring worth gold? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's weird.
We're like leveling up or what?
All right. Silver earring added. All right. Back to it. So Pyrie and Joe, you two are looking for a place to purchase metal that you can use for the crucible and candle, or another place to make some armor for Hambone. All in all, correct.
We're looking for materials. Specifically materials and or where'd you get them? Because Fire Lady was going to make them. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to make sure
All
I
right.
wasn't insane.
No, you're good. Go ahead and
Okay.
make a investigation roll, and Joe will also be joining you. Wow. Well, make an investigation roll and hope it's higher than a 4.
Fuck my life. All right.
Oh!
I have a -1, so I was like, oh no.
Dang. All right. So, Joe and Pyrie, you wander about the city center district for quite some time, just kind of checking out all these little nook and cranny shops, eventually making your way towards the northern area, which seems to house a lot of the bulk goods, if you will. So I'm going to shove you up there. And in a little spot between the Dawnstone Masonry and the Sunspire Woodworks, you're gonna find a little spot that seems to have a large amount of metals, ores, and ingots. Just a lot of either prepared or unprepared metal works that can be purchased either raw or already turned into a usable product by the local smithies. The shop, as you walk up to it, you see in the top right corner of a somewhat beaten down but still functional signpost. The shop's name is Smith This.
Smith this.
Smith This, because my brain can't come up with a more original name. I have prices, not names of place. But
Okay.
as you make your way in, sorry, go ahead.
Nope. Continue.
As you make your way in, there are multiple piles, all kind of divided up by a big. If you've ever seen like a gravel or stone yard where like people sell gravel in bulk, it's always like these really tall cinder block walls that have just the giant pile of a certain type of gravel or rock. So in this case, you have very large walls that are built up out of some kind of very hardy and thick stone. And in giant piles, there's different ores, copper, iron. You even see some steel or some silver. And you see some colored stuff that you don't recognize necessarily, which seems to be some sort of maybe darker bluish iron. It has kind of that sheen. And there's some other colored stuff, kind of like a brighter light color. I don't know how to describe that. Silvery almost in coloration. As you make your way in, you see a very burly individual, though it's very difficult to kind of gauge. It's difficult to gauge whether or not they should be addressed one way or the other.
Okay.
But
Harry doesn't really refer to people as anything, so that's funny.
So true.
Pyrie.
What's my name, Pyrie?
Larry, obviously.
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 That's just a silly question. Pyrie is just going to simply approach and just be like, "Hello."
hello.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that
Sorry,
voice.
Can I help you?
Do you sell or know of a place where I could get materials for
If you're looking for
Crafting-
metal, I have metal.
Awesome. I'm looking for metal. I'm looking for anything. For making armor. Small armor. I don't need a ton.
Of course. Yeah, I have metal. You said you want metal? I have metal.
Yeah.
What kind of metal?
What you got? What you got?
I have copper. They pull up their hand and they start like going one finger at a time. Copper, iron, silver, steel, cold iron, and dark steel.
What's the second to last one?
Cold iron.
What's the best one for armor making?
The best one? Oh. Dark steel is strong against magic. Do you fight magic?
Yeah.
Then that one.
What about against like physical stuff? Is there a
Oh,
preferred for that?
that's a good question. If you want strong armor, maybe just iron. But if you're not strong and you need light, you make steel.
Sturdy if I'm confused.
I got you. You have steel armor is going to be the best, cheaper armor available, or the material available.
Okay. Well, that one. Just steel, I guess.
Of course, that will be. How much do you need?
Pyre's gonna kind of like. Pyre's gonna hold up Hambone and then kind of like turn him around and like look at his like how big he is. And just be like, enough to make tiny armor for about this size, and just kind of like holds him up.
Do you want piggy armor?
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna look at Hambone a little bit longer, and you can really see he's got like one eye closed as he's looking at Hambone. He's got a vein popping out in the side of their head. That's probably just like maybe 2 pound steel for full set armor on pig from skilled craftsmen. That'd be they take a long time as they count up how much gold that it's gonna cost. Eventually they get to 4. 4 gold is what need.
Pyre's gonna haphazardly count out 4 gold and hand it to him.
He's gonna take the gold in his hand, in their hand. They're gonna look at it, and you're gonna watch them very slowly count each gold, and it's really hard, and they lose track a couple of times. They have to start over. But eventually, they get through all 4 coins, and they're very happy, and they go over and grab some large steel ingots and bring it over to you. And they put, in one hand, they kind of just reach it over, and they have it palm down. They're holding it for you to take.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out and just grab it.
Cool. Roll a strength saving throw. Unfucking believable.
Oh, is that 2 in a row?
That's 2 in a row.
Oh no, there was an investigation.
Oh,
in
there
between.
was. Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn.
It was. However,
Damn.
2 today. Let's go.
So, Pyrie, as they let go of the 2 extremely heavy ingots, you grab it, and you're prepared. From the previous time where strength was difficult, you are braced and ready to go, and you just catch it in that hand, and you pull it in, and you kind of hold them in your hands as you leave, able to kind of heft them without much issue.
Let's go.
As you take your leave from this wonderful Smith This shop, you hear, "Thank you again, Come, no. Tank, come again."
Pyre's just gonna say thank you for.
All right.
That's it.
So,
Simply thank you.
Pyrie, you and Joe make your way out. Are you heading on over to the Crucible then? Or did you want to go somewhere else?
To the Crucible.
So you make your way over to the Crucible, and you hear that hammering from inside. The tang, tang, tang. As you enter in, you see Oraltha is banging out something on that anvil. She does not inherently seem to have noticed your approach. She seems very focused on whatever she's doing.
Pyre is simply going to like come in, find a spot, and just like sit down for a second and just like watch her without saying anything. No words, just watchy.
How does Joe get so many ones? Like,
There's gotta be some
legitimately.
balance in the party.
It's
He's our
insane.
special boy.
I was like, he really is our son.
Yeah, my son.
He gets it so often. Anyway, so Pyre, you managed to come in, you set
Okay.
down the ingots on the table, and you take a nice seat on some of the crates. Facing, like, Oralth is facing away from you from where you're sitting. Joe tries to follow your lead, and he goes to sit on this stack of crates. But as he does, the top of the crate that he sat down on was not fitted. So he instead falls into the stack, kind of like, he gets folded in half like a lawn chair as he falls into the crate, and the entire stack falls over. There's a huge crash as Joe kind of falls over on his side, and you watch him kind of squiggle and wiggle as he tries to get himself out. At the
Oh my god, Joe!
at the crash, Oraltha turns around and kind of like sets down her smithing hammer, puts the item they were working on into the cooling trough, and then look. Well, hey there. Welcome in again. It's nice to see you, Pyre. Joe.
Hi! Joe's butt kind of broke the crate.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break your crate. Oh, that's all right there, Joe. Don't you worry at all. Oh, okay, if you say so. As he wiggles his way out, Oraltha goes over and kind of gives him that hand clasp pull up that bros do, you know?
Yep.
And as soon as Joe is fully standing, having been lifted off the ground by Oraltha, she turns over and kind of addresses you, Pyres. So what brings you back in?
Armor for hand bone. I have ingots.
Oh, let's take a look then. They're gonna come over and they're gonna pick up the ingot with a couple of fingers and kind of like turn it over in the light. Aye, these are good quality.
Yeah, I got them from Smith.
Oh,
This?
from Smith this. Yeah. That's got Sam. He's the most lovable Goliath you'll ever see.
Yeah, he gave me these. So simply armor for Hambone, please and thank you.
Of course, I'll get started on it right away for you. And she's gonna take the ingots and kind of set them down into a what is currently empty basin, and she pushes it into the very hot fire and begins to stoke it with some bellows. It's like, and she's kind of pressing the bellows down just with one arm, and this is an enormous bellow that would probably force most anybody to use their entire body weight. Areltha does this with one arm and turns to you while she's doing it. As she's like, "Right, that'll probably take me most of the day, if not into tomorrow. So don't feel like you have to be here for it. I'll take care of it in due time."
I is going to happily toddle off then.
Joe has awkwardly been trying to stack the boxes back up, and as you go to leave, bye. Follows you out. So, with Pyrie and Joe having left, did you want to try and catch up with Mads and Liari, or would you like to go do something else with Joe?
Joe D, let's go find food.
I like food. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, can we go to that hot chocolate place that Mads was at that one time when you guys were fighting?
Yes, hot chocolate sounds great.
Yay! So you guys head off to the hot chocolate shop, which I actually made, and we're gonna come back to that.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Hot chocolate.
Well, I wrote it all out. I haven't.
Request is turned into
I didn't make a picture
a
yet, but
local favorite.
so.
Hell yeah.
In the meantime, while Joe and Pyrie are at the Hot Chocolate Cafe,
Hot chocolate.
Hot Chocolate, Mads and Liari, I had to think really hard. My God, there's been a lot of names today.
We're going all over the place. We're testing you.
You really are. It's remembering everybody's
I have
accents
like 10
too.
names.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, you're really pulling out the stops today. You had a dude where you had to plug your nose, and you got a homie who is really doing their best, and I love them, and I want to keep them.
They're adorable. I've been wanting to put something like that in.
Yeah.
Oh, hydrate.
So
Thank you.
Meow.
Hydrate is good. Okay. So, Mads and Liari, as you two enter the Library of Musing. Mads, you are greeted with the familiar interior of the library itself, with all of its windows and grandeur. A beautiful place made of beautiful wood, with that musty, dusty book spell. Liari, you are almost taken aback by the sheer size of this library. You might be the largest one you've ever seen, and you've been in some real rich people's houses.
Whoa. This place is wild.
Yeah, pretty overwhelming.
I can see why you're kind of struggling to find some of your stuff that one time.
Doesn't help that the books go about 3 times my height.
Oh, I can help with that.
I have a feeling you're not gonna help, but okay.
What? What does
I'm gonna
that
walk up
mean?
to the walk up to the
I can talk to
attendant.
you.
Man. The shots fired right there. Holy fuck.
I'm so abused. Alright, let's get it.
I gotta look this person up because I can't remember off the top of my head what their voice was.
Oh, I don't either. You definitely gave
it
them an
was snobby.
accent, probably. It was probably somewhere in that, like, Irishy thing that you like to do, if
I
I
do
had to
like
guess. Yeah.
For some
Not
reason,
like
I thought it was
intentionally, I just
snobby.
fall into it. Oh, I remember now. My voice cues are gentle and purring.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a cat, so you probably gotta, you
Mhm.
know.
So, Mads, you approach first, Liari stuttering a little bit at your words and following you. As you approach the help desk, you see the familiar face of the archivist that helped you previously. And as they see you approach, they shut whatever their book is and kind of push it to the side at the help desk. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Perfect. Thank you for asking. Now, what can I help you with?
Well, I'm looking for some information about horseback riding and jockeys and horse
Ah.
racing. And
And how familiar are you with all of that?
I'm a beginner, I would say.
Ah. I will collect a few tomes for you then, and bring them to you. Take a seat over there.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm just gonna turn and look at you, Liarian. And what are you looking for?
Well, I was told that there are things in this library that may be of interest to me, and I dare say they may be right. And I give eyes and full riz.
Give me a charisma check.
Aw, shit.
The feline individual, having kind of directed Mads and looked back down at whatever she was doing as you spoke to her, kind of looks up with that like glasses at the bridge of the nose kind of vibe, stands up, uses a single finger to push the frames back into place on their face. I can help you find something if you need it, but for anything like that, you may need to seek a different place to peruse.
All right, fair enough. Then, if that is not something that interests you, then I think I would also be interested in reading up on perhaps some mystery novels and things about missing persons and how to further investigate missing persons.
I see. What interests you so with that? Do you just seek a fictional story or something more real?
I think real might help, but anything is fine as well. I just am looking to hopefully pick up some useful skills.
I see. We do have quite the extensive recording of crimes from the past that have been resolved and open to public perusal. I can absolutely direct you there. Please wait by your friend, and I will take you into that area myself, as I have a certain interest in those tomes.
All right, I will do that. And then I'm gonna go over to where Mads is sitting.
Could I overhear that?
I mean,
Cool.
You're not that far away.
All right. When they get over and be like, "Hey, nice job," and trying to mess with them.
Damn.
Wow, this is a new attitude. Thank you. I'm not sure it's going quite the way you think it's going, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you for bringing me here.
Yeah, figured you might find something of interest here, even if it was information.
Yeah, we can spend some time reading. We have time. And I mean, since they're getting the tomes for you, I don't have to practice my tossing skills.
Yeah, I'm surprised she remembered me, because last time I just was told where I could find the books. She never bothered to seek them out for me.
Oh. That's
Not-
different. I wonder if it has to do with, like, the subject that you asked for.
Perhaps. I did bring Joe with me, so maybe Joe made a lasting impression, and we're linked together.
Huh. Did Joe say something silly, or was he just...
I left him alone for the entirety of my time here. He was looking at picture books.
Aw, that's cute. Did he learn anything?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, if I finish reading up on what I have to read, then I could always help read through some of the horse jockey stuff too.
I'd like to maybe see if they have like a library card or like a way I could take the books back with us as well.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask when she gets back for sure.
I've been back, but thank you. And you guys kind of turn around. And she's just been kind of hanging out.
All
Well-
right, that was wild.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Do you have an answer on that last one?
You're very light on your feet. I notice most things.
To answer your questions, I could not necessarily help you with your previous endeavors, as I am not particularly familiar with those tomes themselves. Secondarily, your friend Joe, was it? He was quite a delight, and we did read a story together. Furthermore, if you're
Aw.
looking for library cards or some way for you to take our material out of the library, certain books may be taken out, though not all may be taken out. Any of our long-term history recordings are not allowed to leave. However, the jockey-based subject matter generally is something you can borrow for a time.
Oh, wonderful.
Lovely.
Thank you for that information.
I'm just gonna set the books on the table. And
Thank you for your helpfulness.
Of course, of course. And I'm just gonna look at both of you. I got to know Joe's name, but what was yours? My apologies.
I'm Mads. And this is my companion, Ilari.
Mads and Ilari. Of course, I shall remember that.
I also go by Liari sometimes, you know, as it were.
Oh, two names.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes Larry.
We give her many silly names. We're just such silly people.
I
Yeah.
see. There's a
Maybe
we.
if we get to know each other more, you can also give me a nickname.
Perhaps. Come with me then,
All right.
Ilari. Just gonna take you towards the back of the library.
This is going interestingly.
She directs your attention towards many walls, cases of books. They're all historical, and they seem to have been getting kept, as far as you can tell, at least a few hundred years back. The city has been here quite some time. She kind of points them out and directs you towards what is the like criminal justice particular section, and you may kind of peruse anything in that area. So specifically, because you've asked for this information, if you have particular questions regarding the establishment or judicial stuff based in Melody Cove for the last couple hundred years, you can put those questions in the Discord, and I will do my best to integrate that in, because I do have a history, so it will apply. Additionally, you'll get a lot of, like, cases and whatnot that you're going to be reading up on. So, are you looking to increase something specifically? Like, what's your goal with this?
It's more so like, this is high table knowledge, right? But with the last level up, I did grab proficiency in investigation, so I now have a pretty decent bare minimum roll. But the idea is that it wasn't that long ago that I really wasn't that good at that, but I am searching for somebody. And so any skills that I can use to potentially track somebody down. So like looking at the process by which people go, like finding people, like obviously, or at least I don't know. I don't think she's missing, right? But like I would be like, I don't know. How do I describe this? Like, I don't think she's missing, but I don't know where she is. And I correlate those two skills being one and the same, whether someone was kidnapped or just not in your current line of sight. How do you find them? So the process by which people go about finding people, I guess, anything like that. It's like, it's intentionally dumb, but that's the goal. I'm not that smarticle. I just have thoughts, you know?
Okay.
None of that made sense, did it?
No, it did. I'm writing notes right now.
Okay.
Because that's actually very helpful for me. Okay. Marked and noted. Same thing, though, if you did have particular things that you want to learn about the city or anything like that, then feel free to put those questions in the Discord, and I will
I'll think on it.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say, for intents and purposes, Liari, actually, I'm going to have you roll on this once I know what I'm having you roll for.
That's fair.
So for all intents and purposes, you will have found things while you were here, in theory, provided you don't, not won that.
Well...
In the meantime, Mads, you have been given quite a stack of jockey books, horse stuff, heraldry lines for the horses on the island that go back quite a ways. The proper way to be a rider of a horse, not necessarily a jockey. The jockey stuff seems a little bit more complex, and you need to have a good understanding or base understanding of horse riding in order to effectively use the jockey stances, and there's a whole lot to it. So what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you roll me 3 intelligence checks.
Okay.
I wish you luck. because
I don't have a -1 on it anymore, so
Let's go, flat rolls. Well,
better.
All right.
Subpar.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of like hit your stride in the middle there, and then it died off. It's that bell curve. It's hard.
The bell curve.
The bell curve.
You take a lot of time, Mads, and while you're able to absorb quite a bit of writing information, proper stances, horse control, using the bit and lead properly, how you should sit and stand in a saddle, how to properly hook up a saddle, how to properly feed your horse and groom them, and a whole bunch of like basic animal skills. You find that at the beginning it's incredibly overwhelming, and then eventually you start to find your stride through this reading, and you kind of get quite a bit of information, and you feel like you're really absorbing it really well, and then you reach the point where it's starting to describe jockeys and how they stand in the saddle, and you're like, I have no idea. It's saying to lean at like a 7/16 curve when you're going around the corner, and I don't know what that means.
Are you pulling that from somewhere, or are you BSing? Because that was crazy specific.
Oh no, that was completely BS.
Awesome.
Amazing, I believed it.
I was like,
It's
wow.
factual.
My
You've really been
knowledge
picking
of
up some
Derby
stuff
is
at work,
also
huh? What do you-
basically 0, so this is mostly me BSing. Welcome to D&D.
Yippee! Love that.
But
I have
yeah.
horse stuff.
Episode
I don't
30.
have horse
Welcome to
racing stuff.
D&D.
Welcome to D. Yeah. Yippee! Tutorial over. Now's the real stuff.
you beat Elden Ring the first time. Tutorial's over. Got it.
Yep.
But you do manage to get some amount of assistance out of that. How much time are you spending in the library to both of you?
I would probably be in there for at least a good hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say a couple of hours, because I mean we have time,
Mhm.
and I don't know how long Hyrie and Joe are doing their stuff, but they know where we are.
Okay.
It
So
probably
then,
takes a while to read. We're not. We are intelligence and
All the
intelligence
books that fit what she had specifically said for ones that we can check out,
and
and the ones that specifically confuse me, I'm gonna just set aside in a pile so we can take them home.
true the take-home pile.
Smart. So, Mads, you have a take-home pile of a couple books. You did your best. It's been, let's call it 3 hours. And you got some gurgles in your tummy going on. Y'all are hungry. You haven't really had, you had breakfast, but like it's lunchtime, and Hyrie and Joe are probably looking for you.
Sure.
Liari, are you going to attempt to take any of the books with you?
Yeah, if I can, I'd like to.
Yeah, I would say the vast majority of them are going to be historical records, and so they can't be taken. But there would be some off stuff that are like opinion pieces, or so to speak, on a particular like trial or how the system handled this particular case. So you could probably take those with you.
Do any of the books feel particularly important to me, regardless of whether or not I'm allowed to have them? Subject matter wise. Like investigation for dummies, or like Police Academy 101.
Will you give me, and I realize this is going to be kind of funny, give me 3 investigation specific checks.
Oh, good. Wow.
Nice. Not bad. Checks for
13's the lowest it goes. Bless.
investigation.
That dirty 20 though.
Library, we have 20, 14, 15. Okay, perfect. So, what I'm going to do is I got notes on those things for you too. I have notes on another thing here. So, for all intents and purposes, your 3 hours is up. You managed to check out some of your books. Liari, for this particular bit, if once I get these books together for you, if one is deemed not checkoutable, we'll have you roll a sleight of hand next session.
How'd you know, Mr. DM?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's not like I know your classes or how you think sometimes or anything like that. Being in this hot seat really like kind of... You get to know your players really well. That being said, so Mads and Liare, make your way out of your library, books in tow. As you leave the library, is there anything that you guys communicate or whatnot before you leave, or while you leave, looking for your friends?
Did I need to sleight of hand?
I do not know yet. That'll be next session when we figure that out.
Oh, retconning.
I would probably just complain that I was hungry.
Yeah, let's go find the others and get some lunch. And then mentally I'm gonna reach out. Guys, you wanna get some lunch?
We're getting hot chocolate and we're getting food. Do you wanna come to the hot chocolate place?
Hey, yeah.
Choco!
Yeah,
Oh.
just make your way. Just head over.
Boop, boop, boop.
Now it'll take you a few minutes to get there, Liari and Mads. So in the meantime, Pyrie,
Yeah?
you and Joe are enjoying a nice cup of hot chocolate in a nice little bakery, cafe, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
How good is your hot chocolate? Do you think it's pretty good, right?
I think it's pretty great, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cured our party depression like 5 times, Mr. DM. I think it's
Yeah.
God chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So while you and Joe are enjoying your time together, having some nice hot chocolate, Pyrie.
Yeah. What do you want from me?
As you're sitting there and you're taking a sip on your hot chocolate, you hear a very weird clacking sound. It's almost as if bones are being smashed against one another over and over.
Fun? Hello?
As the bones are clacking together, you also start to feel almost a vibration coming from your bag.
My bag?
You gonna open up your bag?
Yeah. Oh wait, is my bone phone going off?
As you look into your bag, you see that a strange, vibrating little bone is in your bag. which is a statement that I said, but you're gonna reach in and grab the bone.
Yeah, we're grabbing the bone. We're gripping it.
As you reach in, you grab the bone and it immediately stops vibrating and clacking. The sound ceases. It's in the middle of, yeah, we're gonna come over and get some hot shot. It seems as if you're completely cut off from any telepathic communication you were having with Joe, Liari, and Mads. And you just hear echo in the back of your brain. Oh, Pyrie, we need to speak again. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Oh, fun. Also, I don't think that was his accent last time, but all right.
It was, and it was something like Russian, a little bit like this, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes, this
So that
was
was
more
confusing.
Look here, there's lots of accents. I am doing lots of accents. It's very hard to keep track of all of them.
You're
Oh
doing
yeah,
did, like,
impossible.
10% of slack.
Dude, I'm trying to do voices for this one visual novel I'm reading, and like I can't even keep track of the damn two.
Oh, bro, it's hard, man.
I can't. No. Okay.
Oh.
I can't believe
What a
we're on
good
the bone
session.
cliffhanger. I can't believe it.
Mhm.
Oh, I've been
I
sitting
knew
on the
something was gonna
bone
happen to
phone the
Pyrie today.
whole session.
Bone.
You're too deep now. We do it every Monday.
Every Monday.
Every Monday. Someone says
This
I've
is
been
true.
with y'all through the last 29
At
episodes.
7 p.m. EST.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Fun fact, Boneless, most of the episodes are available on YouTube as well. I gotta
Yeah,
upload
if you wanna
like the
get
last
Get
7.
back, Lore.
Yeah, at least up to what, 23?
I think
We're a little
23.
behind, but-
I have the rest downloaded. I have been so lazy about editing. That's all it is. They're downloaded. Meh.
New job's been wrecking you.
Oh, it really has, man. I have to binge watch all that. It's a great time, honestly. I'd be really interested in your feedback if you're gonna watch them all like binge watch. I'd be down to hear about that.
They'd be a great listen. 10 out of
Honestly,
10
I'd be
recommend.
interested too. Because
Yeah.
there's so much that I don't remember.
No. You would remember.
Well, let's hang on. Wait, I'm interested. I gotta do something. Calculator, come here, calculator. We have 30 episodes.
Are you
in
gonna
about 4
calculate
hours.
the hours?
That's 120 hours.
Yeah. That's a good binge.
That's a lot of
That's
binge.
6 days if you
That's a
don't sleep.
commitment.
Did I have a different
You don't
setup
need
when
to
we
sleep.
started? I think I did.
Yes.
Like overlays? Yes.
Yeah, like the overlay.
You
We had
changed
the
your
images.
overlays. Yeah,
Yeah.
You did new overlays. You did new opening. You made that nice video with our stats and lore and stuff.
Yeah, with the rouge.
Yeah. The soul knife rouge.
The Soul Knife Rouge.
Which you have fixed since. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah, I'm
adjusted
so
it.
excited for you
We've gotten
guys.
comfortable with our characters.
Ooh, guys, high table stuff. I
Yeah.
got on a kick, and I've kind of been working out incredibly broad ideas, but like I've got each arc kind of figured out for
Yeah?
each of your characters in conjunction with the main one. I'm very excited for that.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, huge.
Yeah.
The way
That is huge.
when you switched the music, I thought Pyrie was about to get fucking mugged. But then it was
Wait,
the
like-
phone.
We just knew something was gonna happen to Pyrie today. Like something was gonna happen to Pyrie.
I felt it in my damn Ghiblies.
In the Ghiblies.
Teehee.
Oh, this is awesome. I'm excited because we're actually gonna get to the horse race next time. That's gonna be fun.
Horse race.
That's-
I'm so excited for
And
the mechanics of the
We're
horse
going back
race.
into our espionage
Yeah.
days, the espionage era, the arc. Except I'm probably not gonna tie someone up naked in a bathtub this time.
Oh, what, leave him?
Who's to say?
Lots of
And then he
time. We'll find out.
disappears, and no one still knows what happened to him? It's crazy.
Dude, he's fucking dead. There's no way.
There's no way.
I had no faith in that. And the way I was
Man.
just like, bro, I did not do that this time. And people were like, what do you mean this time? And I'm like, bro, come on. I'm being so serious. Trust. I'm just a guy. He was alive the last time I saw him.
The last time I saw him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not
He was
guilty at all.
fine.
We're we
I'm
live
guilty
our
of a
party.
lot, just not that.
We're not
live
guilty
our
at all.
party guilt-free.
Incites riot before leaving city. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Me waiting for the first brain you're gonna eat, I swear.
First brain you're getting.
The fact that you took it, like, I'm so interested in when this is gonna come up.
I'm scared. It could be incredibly useful, so I love it, but like
yeah.
my characters could be like, what the shit, man?
Like, it's gonna be such a great addition to your guys' arsenal, but what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Love D&D. Let's go D&D.
Also love the
this-
fact that I can start a flood now.
Yeah, I
Great.
think
Thing.
you and Pyre
Yeah.
both have
Person
control
starts-
water, right?
Yes.
God, yeah, you
I
can.
also technically can control fire as well.
Because
Nice.
why not?
I will be the avatar.
That fire has water in it.
Yeah, but
Dude, if Pyre
I'm the
becomes the
avatar.
avatar.
You gotta deal with it.
Oh,
Bro, you
God.
fucking massive.
It
like,
is the same.
Toph
It's the same energy.
meets- Yeah, it's Toph meets like the ditzy like acrobat girl. It's not May, it's the other one.
Oh, Oh, fuck,
Tylee.
what's her name? Yes.
Yes.
Which sounds a lot like Pyre.
Ty.
We've solved the mystery. It only took 30 episodes.
This is why.
Hey, we didn't die on episode 30, which is a prediction we had, so
True.
maybe.
Was
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
From when?
Last session, I said we were gonna die on
Oh.
episode 30.
How long does this spell
From Tarvalo?
last?
Something.
Yeah, you
Something's
guys
gonna
were
kill us.
sketched out with Tarvalo, and then, well, plus, there's just been so many things that have happened in this city so far.
That we're probably just not aware of. Fun.
Anyway, what a good time, guys! What a great set! What a great session 30. We did shopping. We had lots of funny interactions with people. You
I
gotta
was
beat
a little snarky today.
Who? What do I?
My party members were kind of nice to me until they were mean to me again.
That just sounds like bonding.
Yeah.
I bullied you with love.
Yeah, you tried to set me up with somebody. It was like an apology pussy.
Apology
like-
pussy is crazy.
The fact that it's a cat.
It was a
too,
cat.
I
I was making a cat joke.
the double entendre is.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
god.
funny.
You're so funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
good stuff.
good job, guys. Good
Good
job.
soup.
I'm so
Oh.
glad Pyre and Joe didn't get mugged.
Me too.
so
Although
far.
she is being bone phoned right now.
Bone
Yeah,
phone.
if she gets yoinked away from the universe and then Joe's
So-
alone, I'm gonna cry.
I realized this as I was saying it. I was like, there's no good way for me to be like, yeah, your bone phone is vibrating in your there's no way.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like that.
There's no good
I
takeaway.
honestly, It did take me a second because when you said bones crunching, I thought something like
Yeah,
Biddy was eating ham bone.
Oh my
I thought
god!
Biddy gave up and was just eating the pig, and I was like, oh. But then he said in the purse, and I was like, in the purse? What's in the purse? Oh.
Yeah, I realized I needed more information. That's why I was like, yeah, it's vibrating, because phones do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
But
get a
it's
bone
like,
phone
it's-
sound effect where it's just clacking bones. It's gonna be awful.
Ah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wish you luck in finding that. That's
Bone
fire.
phone sound effect.
Yeah, and then I gotta do my homework of like asking for specific things to potentially.
Potentially.
Gotta think about it.
Potentially. And then I've got everybody's rolls down for that, and we're
Oh my
good.
god, I get to tell them about my baby mimic. Go.
True. And then we're all up for history check next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's
true.
up for history next week.
Well, that'll be. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll totally remember things.
totally remember
Yeah.
things. It's definitely not gonna go poorly.
Anything.
What's
I
happening?
never remember anything. Nothing. I'm going crazy. Fine.
Oh, that's fair. Aren't we all?
Things.
I think that we will go and visit the coffee boss. He's not necessarily playing D&D, but he's D&D adjacent with Oblivion. And I feel like that's fine.
Cool.
'Cause we love Oblivion. I love Oblivion. It's a great game.
D&D adjacent. There's a dragon.
But anyway, chat,
That's half the requirement.
as a reminder, of course, if you want to join in a campaign that is just like this, I have a waitlist for players for any new campaigns, and you can sign up for that in the pinned message. Additionally, make sure you go and follow my players who are also streamers. They are amazing, wonderful people. Please go give them a follow, and they stream more often than I do. And that being said, I hope everybody has a great Monday. Happy Memorial Day. And stay safe and
Stay
stay
bold.
bold. We're going to go
Play
ahead and
D&D.
raid out.
D&D. D&D.
D&D.
I did my out too fast. Look at me go. There.
Ouch.
Now we're going to leave. Great. Bye.
Bye.
I guess. Damn.
Baka.
Just straight with like a...